Simon. Welcome to Dipito.
Hello, Melissa. Welcome to the Dipito Crypto Show. And how are you on this hump day?
I'm doing fine on this fantastic Wednesday.
Fine. You's fine.
So fine. I'm doing so fine. No, seriously,
Good.
how are you?
Man, okay. Spring is in the air. Spring is in the air. I am in my own world. I am a hot mess. I am juggling things that I didn't think I could really juggle. And I know all of us go through this, but man, I feel like this month has been the darkest before the light kind of thing. I'm like, okay, God, I'm really wanting you to do the Gandalf move in Lord of the Rings 2 when Gandalf shows up on the top of the hill. Oh, like I know you're there working hard for all of us. Like I really know this. But could you throw me a torch, a lighter, anything that's painfully obvious? Says, bro, I'm coming.
And you throw me a bone.
Yeah, no, I won't. Yeah, but lit. Like I need some light.
I need a lighted bone.
Yeah. I mean, I'll take a Bic, half a bottle of Bic fluid or so. You got a Zippo? Any coolness?
Help brother.
Yeah,
out.
that's where I'm at. So here's something that I know we all struggle with, but this is actually just part of my truth, and literally one of the core things of why I want to help people within the crypto space. But it's kind of a bigger picture, a deeper or bigger picture, which is financial independence, right? Like that's what we little people, we all are trying to do, and the knowledge to do so, damn, is it an elusive thing? Even if it's right in front of your face, you're just like, huh?
Yeah.
And then it makes you feel worse after that. But my point here is that I am struggling with just staying above zero. Okay, remember we did the show, Infinite Banking Concept, right?
Yep.
And we get up to zero. Oh, life is good. Life was better than it was 6 months ago. Agree. But you kind of still need to, that trajectory needs to keep going, and for whatever reason it doesn't. Like, I know I have my own habits that I've created over 45 years of things I do, and I'll tell you what, it's not for sissies, but it is a mind job someday. It is a mind job. So I am juggling this month, and I'll tell you what, I'm a really good juggler. And I had a conversation with my mom the other day. Just kind of, I was venting to her a little bit on the topic. She's like, "How are you?" I'm like, "Okay, I'll be real with you just for this one conversation, and then I'm not going to be real with you for another 3 months."
Yeah.
And so after the,
do you want the truth, or do you want me just?
Yeah. I'm like, exactly. And my mom knows. She's like, "Well, are you in trouble?" I'm like, "No." Okay, I'll listen. Mom, I love you if you ever watch this down the road. But she goes, well, you've always found a way. You've always been able to do that. I'm like, Mom, I mean, there's a lot of us that have just kind of found a way to get out or attempt to get ahead. I'm like, and she goes, you're really well rounded. She goes, you've been through a lot of different challenges. She goes, I don't know a lot of people that have really gone through what you've gone through. And I said, well, I appreciate that. And she's like, you're real well rounded. And she and at first for a moment I thought she's trying to be mom, right? And I'm like, come on now. She goes, no. She goes, you've made some dumb choices in your life. Some really dumb choices. Things that we're not ever going to discuss because it gets me agitated. She goes, but you've come back from them from those. And she goes, I didn't think you'd come back, and that's nothing personal. It's just statistically.
Yeah.
Hey, and I'm like, well, I appreciate that. She goes, you're well rounded. And I'm like, you know what, Mom, you're right. I am. I'll take credit for that. I'm like, but here's my problem. Where's the profit? I keep going to well-rounded. I'm coming out of these fights, you know, winning. But I'm like, I'm getting a little Jerry Maguire right now. Show me the money. So it's crazy, which gets me into something else. It's relatable, but are you looking for a new show to watch on Netflix?
I am.
Okay.
What do you got for me?
I suggest the show called The Gentleman.
Oh,
Okay, have you seen the movie The Gentleman with Matthew
I feel like
Broderick and oh my God, Charlie Hunnam? He plays Jax in Sons of Anarchy. Have you watched
I
Sons
don't
of
know if I've
Anarchy?
seen it, to be honest with you. It sounds very
Okay,
familiar,
it
but
came out 2020, so there was you probably saw it, maybe you didn't, but industry movie, but the same director that directed that movie, I'm brain farting on the director, created the show, and there's a little different spin on it versus the movie. The spin on this is it has to do with the upper class of the English society, so dukes and royals and things like that. Okay,
oh, yeah.
and as I'm watching this, binge watching this last night. This is my second time watching it because I thought I missed some key details, which I did. But that's besides the point. What I noticed is this individual in the show is literally dealing with their own fun. Money's the core problem, right?
Yeah.
Aside from all the other family, this, that, and the other.
It is
money's
for
the
a
core
lot of
problem.
us, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's for a lot of people, right? But I'm watching how the show depicts how this individual deals with. We don't have anything. Backs up against the wall. I have a few things that I could sell, right? But no, I'm not giving up on my family. No, I'm not doing this. The sheer determination, right, that I see, and I'm like, okay. And it was inspiring because I believe that all people, all generations, somewhere had the one generation that pivoted and was the tough SOB, right? And I think it skips a few generations
Yeah.
for that. Yeah, well, I mean, when the family's good, ain't no need to be all.
Well, because you know what,
Yeah.
you know what it is. A lot of times with people like that, they struggled so hard that they don't want their kids to struggle, and so they overcompensate to not let them struggle, and sometimes that's a disservice
It
to
is in the
children.
show. Yes, in the show, it kind of touches on that. It's not directly, right? So if you're not paying attention, you'd miss it. But it's about that too, and it's like some people have it. They have the sheer determination.
The will.
Of to win and
Yeah.
but still retain most of their dignity. You know, we are talking about about a show, by the way, but I find myself in the same situation.
Yeah.
Headspace. When I say situation, same headspace, like what can I do, what can I do, what can I do, what can I do, and there's a plethora of things that are available to me. The
Can I just
problem-
can I interject one thing?
Interject. I'm sorry. I'm still in the show here.
No, not at all. I love it. What I wanted to say was the what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? That is a positive because we all need to ask ourselves, what can I do? Don't panic.
Yes.
Don't panic.
Yes.
The worst thing you can do is panic when you have a situation. It always works itself out, and I know that, especially when it comes to money, it can be very depressing, right? The
Sure.
point is that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and if you can just hold on and never stop asking, what can I do? What can I do? Because we do have the power to manifest ourselves into the right direction, right? And eventually things will work themselves out. So that's just what, and I'm like,
I
think
appreciate that because that is I appreciate you saying that, Melissa, because that is absolutely correct. That positive, everything's going to work out. Yes, yes, it will, because you're determined
Yeah.
to see it worked out. There's the manifestation part there, right? That in my viewpoint, as I understand this universe as of today, that is a key factor. And the creative mind, this gift,
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
gift that we were given, right?
Yeah.
The
The
tool. Look at
tool.
this whole world.
Yeah.
Look at this whole world.
Yeah.
Good or bad, let's delete that part.
Yep.
Respect the creativity to see it through. Beautiful good things, horrible bad things, in your opinion. But
Yep.
it's like, yes, but man, they saw it through. They
Yeah.
really wanted this to happen. And it's the creative mind that I kept coming back. It's like, okay, this didn't work today, right now. Okay, so do I wait?
Yeah.
Do I do something else? Do I let this play out and then still do something else? And in my thoughts yesterday, as I'm almost falling asleep, I realized that for myself that we should never. I'm just going to say I should never stop working, and the definition of work is different to what I know in my past. The only work I knew was physical.
Yep.
And when you watch this show, you'll see that it's a little bit of physical, but it's all a deal. You
Yep.
know, the real estate agents know this. Of course, bankers know this. He or she who creates the deal or the contract gets the Jerry Maguire, right?
Right.
Show me the money, and it's good to be hardworking. This shows a good characteristic within you. There's values there, and game recognizes game. I can see you're hardworking. That means you have the determination, even on your crappiest day, you still showed up and you still did it. So my mind goes, okay, how do I take advantage of this? How do I 10x this asset, because it is an asset,
Yes,
not
it
like the
is.
digital assets, yeah, but it is an asset.
Oh, yeah.
And even like with the topic that we're so gonna go down to today.
I know.
But I'm sitting here. I was gonna watch that show today. My day got slam busy, but I wanted just to sit down with a focused mind and go through it. But we'll talk a little bit about that. But anyways, yes, the topic we're gonna talk about today. Anybody out there that's about to watch this,
Yeah.
try to think of different ways to get the job done. And that job does not mean a certain amount of numbers at the end of the day. The job done means obligation met.
Mm-hmm.
Obligation. Whether you like it or not.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a hard one to swallow, but it's irrelevant.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is though. But yeah, man, that's where I'm at. How you doing?
Well, I'm doing fantastic, and everything that you just said, I think we all can relate to, right?
Yeah.
We all have our moments, and
Yeah.
we just need to make sure that we continue to give ourselves a break. First of all, okay, we're going to
That's
have
tough
our ups and
sometimes.
downs,
Yep.
and but never stop learning, never stop pushing yourself to find the answer, right? And don't panic. Above all, don't panic. And and this is why the topic that we're gonna kind of dive into tonight. And I will say this, right? I'm gonna start the show off with not financial advice. We're not tax people. I know a little bit about some stuff and come across some good information. This is a very heated topic when it comes to taxes and crypto, because
Oh! Oh,
because of a lot of uncertainty
I'm
within
okay,
this
Rocky.
space.
I'm okay, buddy.
Okay. Um, and so, I realize that there's going to be varied opinions when it comes to this. I just want everyone to um, give some attention to some differing opinions and to some people that actually do this for a living. Um, because if you are filing your tax returns, there are some things that you need to think about. And I've come across a couple of things over the past week or so um, that I didn't quite realize when it comes to crypto. And so I want to touch on some of that.
Mm-hmm.
I've always been a proponent, like I've said, always download, export your transactional detail because it does matter. No matter what, you might be a freedom warrior out there and have a certain belief in a certain direction, but you want to arm yourself no matter what, and you want to give this some real attention, and also, not everybody is cut out to go that route, right? To fight the man and all of that. And so there are ways in this space that you can set yourself up to be tax free according to their rules. Okay. Um, and so I really see this space kind of going in that direction. Not kind of, it is. Um, they've all been studying up on it just because we don't
Who
necessarily know about it.
who who's been
Uh,
studying?
well, the anybody that is been crypto savvy, that has been a tax accountant in any type of way, they're already figuring this out of what needs to be done. You have these large funds, creating the funds, the people that run the 401ks, the bankers, all of these folks that are trying to play in the sandbox according to current regulations and navigating the space as best they can, to how they believe that things should be treated. Even Michael Saylor, I would say, the CEO of MicroStrategy and attached to MacroStrategy, um, he is someone that that I think is trying to set a precedence in the way in which he's accounting for his Bitcoin, the Bitcoin that they've been buying. And so, with all of that being said, uh, no matter what you think, um, you need to give this some attention. And even if it rubs you the wrong way, I behoove you to listen. I behoove you to listen
I'm
to.
sorry. I'm sorry for
I
laughing,
know,
but
I
let me
know.
tell. Just gonna be honest. I was one of those people, but I would like to identify initially why when you share. I don't know how much you're gonna share this
I'm gonna
video
share
that
a little.
actually.
I think it's a really good video, and I'm not gonna play the whole thing. I'm gonna play like clips, and so I'm hoping.
Okay.
And this guy is, I will say, the guy that we're gonna present. God love him. He's very passionate. He's also a salesman for certain things. I get it. Um, but he, but given some of the knowledge that I have over the years and that I've studied upon, the man is making sense to me. And so I wanted to share that with our audience to give them some food for thought, for them to research things for themselves and talk to their own tax people and that. And before we get too carried away with trading and selling and doing all these things, I want to present that perspective, so that you can cover your bases. That's kind of what
Okay.
my thing is.
So before
Hey,
we go
I
into
wait,
this,
one thing. Can we say hello to the 25 people that are
Rumble,
watching us? Please, guys,
YouTube,
if you're in
X
Rumble or
Spaces,
YouTube, or if you're on Spaces, we've got 16 people watching on Spaces right now. Please,
can we?
please, please subscribe to our channel to help
Yeah.
us grow. Like, no one knows that we exist,
Join
and we love you
join
guys
the
for coming back.
Dippatoers Club.
Yes,
Join the
please do it.
Dippatoers Club.
All you have to do
Be a
is search
Dippatoer.
at Dip a Toe, and you'll find us on Rumble. You'll find us on YouTube. You'll find us on Twitter. And then you can follow Simon and I also on X. I'm at More You Know Crypto. And Simon, you are a funky.
Simon Says _crypto.
Simon Says _crypto.
Just like it is on the screen. And if you can't see it, it's SIMONSEZ _crypto.
There
You can find me on all the social medias that way. I'm about 90% on that.
Nice. Good job.
Most of I know. It took me 4 years.
We're learning. We're learning.
Before you share this video, I'd like to talk about the debate part. Okay?
Yes.
Because I don't know what your what section or what point of the video that you're going to start with first. But there is the debate within the space that's been ongoing for, in the crypto world, eons, but it's probably been more like about 10 years plus. Okay? And that is, where is the taxable event? And arguably, I think most would agree that if you take crypto and go into fiat cash per se, or a representation of USD or whatever your local jurisdictional currency is in the country in which you reside, that would arguably be a taxable event. Okay. However, the debate is like, well, the big debate starts at, well, I didn't go in to USD. I went into Ethereum. And
he addresses this.
He does. Well, he
Keep going.
does. But he does. But he does address it. But he still applies the thing that he doesn't address that he's applying.
Well,
and that,
keep going with your original thought, because before we get to his video,
yes.
And then
I
have some things to tell you.
If it goes Bitcoin to Ethereum, where's the gain?
Okay.
Where's the gain?
Okay. So
without dollars in there, because you interject that into the equation.
Well, I'm going to tell
you. Before there was dollars, before there was dollars even involved. When you look at a Bitcoin, what do you have with Bitcoin? Name me the denomination of Bitcoin.
Well, it's, how do you determine the value of Bitcoin? It's valued in dollars right now, right? It's valued.
No.
So if you bought value.
If I trade a car for a Bitcoin, I think it's worth a car. If I trade a can of dehydrated, or what is it called? Milk, concentrated milk. What's the milk called? But that's what I'm saying. That's the part there.
All right.
We assume it's always go back to this, but share.
Right.
Go ahead, share.
Well, so what I found out and when I realized is that the IRS considers virtual currency, they treat it as property for federal income tax purposes, and the capital gains taxation rules apply. And so that is how they're looking at it.
Mm-hmm.
I found an article on it that kind of goes over it, and I'll post that. But they treat virtual currencies like Bitcoin as property. That means that they are taxed much the same way as we are taxed on stocks or real property. So if you buy $1,000 worth of Bitcoin and sell it for $5,000, and you receive $4,000, you receive $4,000 of capital gains. And according to this, and now this is from, this is from Oberheiden blockchain law firm that I found, okay, that are kind of helping their high dollar clients understand and comprehend when it comes to this cryptocurrency space. And so according to them, they say it's a fairly straightforward and that taxpayers can easily calculate their capital gains as long as they have accurate records of their cryptocurrency transactions, which is why I have always said, no matter what you think, download and keep your transaction detail. Make sure you mark it, make sure you leave notes for yourself on the spreadsheet, what your mindset is and all of that, so that in the event that you get into a situation where you're audited, or you take it, you have these, you get 1099-Bs in the mail, and you're trying to file your tax return or whatever, you will have some detail to back up your transaction history. And so, I know that it's out there that this is unclear and all of that. And what I have found out, they are not considering it that way. They are considering it as property, and that's how the big dogs are advising people to treat it on their tax returns. And so it's much like the same way as if you were to buy a piece of property, a house, and you sold a house, but you bought another house on your tax return, you're going to have that, you're going to be paying for.
That's right. You should be.
It's two separate transactions.
You should be paying the taxes on that because you bought money.
Mm-hmm.
That's the taxable event. Money. Right?
Well,
money. But that's what they're saying. Like, that's legit what they're just, oh, well, we're just going to add our dollars to this part, and boop, there it is. Boom chakalaka. And it's like, yeah, that's not quite the case here, fellas. You're just assuming that. And the IRS is just saying, oh, yep, that's what it is. We need to get it. You pay us. That's what that's their deal, right? The uncertainty, and I would say arguably no clarity, is I'm not going into cash. You guys keep saying cash, so therefore you're implying cash only. When you sell a house into the, whoa, sold the house for what? What'd you sell the house for? Sell. What'd you sell it for? Cash. Okay, boom, there it is. Boom chakalaka. Cash. Cash is the variable in this. And this is where...
Well, but here's the thing. They do the same thing with the stocks, okay? With the stocks, you're actually trading for one stock for another stock, and they still treat that as a capital gain. Whether it's a short-term or a long-term capital gain, it goes in, but they're trading one stock for another stock.
But a stock is ownership in a company. Again, a company is under contract, has licenses with whatever jurisdiction you're in. This is crypto. There is no title. There is no ownership, arguably. There is only access. What do you call it? What do we want to call that? Exclusive private access to one single point within the network called the wallet. That's in the program. Who owns Bitcoin? Nobody owns Bitcoin. Who controls the Bitcoin within a specific wallet? He or she who holds the private keys. So it's a whole different set of parameters, because there's none of that that's mostly associated with everything that we have done thus far. This is why the debate. This is why big individuals debate this, because of that.
This is what XRP Slave says. They shouldn't be allowed to tax anything unless you take it off the exchange by something, or putting it into your bank account. Doesn't that make sense? That's what XRP Slave
See,
believes.
bank account, there's the cash part, right?
Yeah,
the assumed the fair market value. It's like, well, the fair United States dollar market value. There's your tax area. You don't play in that sandbox. I'm not playing in that sandbox. I didn't go into that sandbox. I did no transaction within that sandbox. That's the debate.
Lisa says there are no crypto laws. Um, I don't know.
Um,
I don't know about that.
I'm gonna
Um,
say, as far as I know, that's correct because I've yet to see the IRS
well,
put
well,
one in their damn code.
well, maybe they don't have a specific one created, and I don't know if anybody that is watching knows. Please correct
Let
us.
us know. Let
Um,
me know.
but this is what I do know is that I spend a lot of time listening to off the beaten path channels that get a couple hundred views. Um, whether it's fidelity folks talking about things or bankers talking about things, and they're treating this as property. They're understanding it as property, and they are treating it similar to the way that we treat stocks because IRS is considering this to be property. And so, all I would say to someone that doesn't that is not what they it's not how they think. Okay, they think about it differently. All I'm saying is it'd be smart of you to learn both methods and understand what they're going to come at you with to be able to properly defend yourself and get the least amount of tax owed. um, and you can't do that if you don't export your transaction detail and you're not thinking about the transactions that you're making as you're making them. In this is my opinion, to be trading back and forth um, constantly with no regard, no thought about that this could possibly come back to bite me in the ass in some way is not a good plan. And so, if you're gonna there are people that are becoming sovereign and they don't, they're not participating in the taxes. I get that. There's a lot of people that are doing that, but that is a long road to walk that you have to live that life. You have to walk the walk, you have to talk the talk. You have to understand exactly how to defend yourself in that situation. And if you are filing tax returns and you check off the box that you didn't, and this is part of the video I think where you immediately watch it and you were like, fear monger, I'm not watching anymore. And
Well,
maybe
I
we
mean,
just
like
play it.
that right there. I was just like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
Like
But
really. I mean,
um let's see what is XRP slave says. In Canada, I've seen two different types of long-term gain taxes. One, they tax 20% of everything, 4 to 7%
twenty
of half. Oh, 24. I
twenty
don't know what that.
20. No, it's XRP slave corrects themselves. 27% of half.
Oh, okay.
Everything 27% of half. Or,
Yeah.
yeah, gotcha.
You don't
Twenty
have it. You
percent
don't have any. Yeah, they don't have any. He or she doesn't have any problem with paying it as long as they leave them alone after. Um, and
It's
that's, I mean, I get it. I totally get it. It's kind of like, you go to the casino and you win a bunch of money, and they expect
cash.
you to they expect you to pay taxes on that unless you can show that you are lost more, which most people do when you go to the casino. I think it's like $1,200 or something that they have to issue you a 1099 for when you get a
Let's
casino
you know
win.
that's
All right. Well, here's the deal. You can offset your losses against that win. um, but if you don't go to your casino and say, I need my statement for the year, or even sometimes for the day, like people that there are people out there that actually do the casino thing as a job, and
yep.
they actually request their statements every day, and so that they can offset their wins and losses, because if you don't, you're going to pay way too much tax because you're not keeping track of your losses, right? If you know what your losses are, then you don't have to pay tax on that. But if you just get a 1099 in the mail for a win that you had, you're going to pay tax on it. Unfortunately, I'm he, not a she. You want to be a lady XRP slave?
Wow, man.
Ah.
Slave, we love you.
I will call you a man from here on out, Mr.
The
He.
man, XRP slave.
Ah, kach.
Um, listen, I like the casino tip. It's a good example. A really good example. Now, imagine just for a moment, you go into the casino, man. All right, night is done. You go to the cage, give them your your tokens, your chips. You get your money. Taxable event. Well, I had a loss. Yeah, but you still got a taxable event there. Well, what about when I bought it? You got a taxable event there too. What about when I went to the dealer at the table and said, hey man, I'd like to color up or color down? Taxable event. What? I'm just, hold on, because that's what's going on here.
It kind of is. It kind of is.
It most definitely is. So imagine if every time you went to the casino, every time you did the little slot, some taxes went right out the gate. So your $5 bet's now a $3 bet because Uncle Sam got $2.
Well, I'm going to push back a little bit on that. So what I will say, when it comes to the casino, number one, they don't, well, here in Michigan, they don't issue a 1099 unless it's $1,200 or more for a win, and you can opt to have taxes taken out at the time. However, what I will say is this: anything you do, according to the IRS, is taxable. Doesn't matter if you get a 1099 or not, all right? But if you go to the casino and you put in $200 of your money into the slot machine, that's not necessarily a taxable event. If you win $150 out, and you lost $50, now that would be a $50 loss that could offset a future gain if you go to the casino again one day. This is why I say, and this is the same kind of concept, similar concept, I guess, to what I think about when it comes to crypto. Because if you're trading a lot of crypto back and forth, you're gonna have
cash.
Wins. Yeah, well, even if you're
that's the problem there.
Either way, if they're considering it to be property and they're treating it as if they do for stocks, which stocks are not always cashed out into cash, they're traded for another stock. They use the US, but they use the US dollar as the benchmark for the price of the stock, the price of the crypto.
Which brings it back into cash.
Well, but if you're not cashing out, but I'm saying they're still using it as your cost basis. This is what I'm trying to get across. This is what I'm trying to get across to people.
Okay.
When you're and so again, you could go different ways with this, with this show. I'm just kind of going along the lines of what the tax people are saying, and for people that want to err on the side of caution always, even without 100% regulatory clarity, if you want to do it the best of your ability in the straightaway where you're not going to have any issues, make sure you keep track of your cost basis and when you bought things, because there is a difference between a long-term capital gain and a short-term capital gain.
Absolutely.
And so if you're holding things for a very short amount of time and you have short-term gains, Now, one thing that I did learn also, which I knew this already, but I wasn't certain, and this accountant confirmed it for me, is that the wash rules do not apply to crypto right now. The wash rules do not apply, and so now I wish we would have done this show in 2023, but we didn't do this show in 2023. And again, people, I'm not a tax person. I'm not a professional in this. This is just some things that I've learned, and it's just a discussion. I'm not giving anybody tax advice or financial advice or anything like that. I'm just telling like what I've learned. And what I've learned is they say that the wash rules that apply to stocks do not apply to crypto, which means if you have a wash rule is when people try to sell a stock for a loss and then turn around and buy that same stock the next day or the next hour, and buy it right back. There's a time period that you have to hold your stock so that you can excuse me, actually have that loss count. Okay. So with crypto at the moment, from what I understand from this accountant and others, the wash rules don't apply, which means if you sold your crypto at a loss and you had a bunch of gains earlier in the year, you could actually offset your gain in crypto by selling crypto at a loss when it comes down. So you can actually strategically, it looks like, it's from what I'm starting to learn, it looks like you could strategically play this out when it comes to taxes. Okay. And which I think is another reason why we see such wild swings in the buying and selling of crypto at certain times of the year, because people in the know that are playing by those rules are doing that, and Michael Saylor does that also. And so
Does he do it at the natural man or person level, or does he do it at the corporate level? Because those arguably are two different paths.
he's
One with
probably doing
a
it both
lot,
ways.
one there's a lot of opportunities to mitigate your obligation versus the other path that seems a little bit more just bend over and take it.
I
Pardon the
want to give a
term.
shout out to Crypto Professor and our friend Nicole for coming. Hey guys, we love you. Thanks for coming. Lively debate here, or I don't even know. This is the conversation. I told Nicole the other day, I said, I'm just gonna stay away from taxes at all. Like I don't even want to talk about taxes, but and then I
Come
sent
on!
then
I'm
I
bringing
sent
you in.
Simon
But
then I
okay,
sent
so
him the
let's.
video and I'm like,
Oh, yes,
we have to talk
and the
about
video,
it.
and I know we definitely need to go over that because I think this what we're talking about is points of view and personal opinions, based, okay, based like my base is like, okay, paying taxes, fine, but show me cause, not just because you say so. I mean, I get it. You have the authority to say so. Okay, but we're in a different space and time. Really. If cryptos, and I'm talking the movement now, if cryptos are going to change the world, wake up, it's getting sucked into the old one right now. And yes,
It
the
is.
players are doing it. Yes, the players are doing that. The big dogs are saying, "Yes, I do this. Yes, I do this. Yes, I do this," because the big dogs are at the corporate level. And I don't mean that they are the heads of corporates, which some of them are. It's how they have structures that will be identified in this video are corporate structures. And that's what I was giving reference to when you have the path of many opportunities to mitigate your obligation versus the sorry, you just got to pay your tab. You are, I'm not going to use those words, but you're not fortunate because you didn't learn the structure.
Corey says, show me where it even says I have to pay federal income tax.
Corey, we're going to say that for another conversation.
No loss. All right. So this is my.
Let's go to the video.
Rebuttal. This is my rebuttal, though, to this, because this is a really great conversation.
No, this is something that needs to be done.
I did not want to talk about this stuff because I'm just like, oh gosh, this is such a touchy subject for a lot of people, and hopefully, you're gonna have you already have your own views. Those of you that are watching us at home, we have 39 people watching us. What? We love you guys. Thank you so much. If you would please subscribe to our channel and
give us the
share
thumbs
this
up.
out.
We need
would
some thumbs up
appreciate
out
it.
there.
At Dipito. We need a thumbs up. We need a share.
Everywhere.
We need a subscribe. We only got like 15 people following us on our channel.
I'd take a middle finger too.
Yeah, I mean, and also if
Shows
you guys
me that you care.
like put some comments underneath our video and let us know what you would like us to talk about, that would be awesome too. But what I wanted to say is,
rebuttal.
You like our show last week where we said, figure out why are you investing in crypto? What is your objective? What is your plan? And exit strategy, all of that stuff. Taxes are a part of that. Okay. You can't, if like what Corey was talking about, the Freedom Law School and where does it say that you even have to pay you even have to pay federal income taxes at all? And a lot of people think they're unconstitutional, all of that kind of stuff. That is, I know, and I can't say that I disagree with you. Okay. All I'm trying to say is that what is it? I can't see what it is.
Which one?
All I wanted to say was that you have to decide which area you're going to play in. What are you going to walk in? If you're filing a tax return, okay, and we're going to play this video little snips from it.
Yeah,
but if you're filing a tax return and you're checking that box off, and you don't understand the rules that are being applied to you when you're doing that, you're putting yourself in potential jeopardy. Okay, you're putting yourself in a potential place where you're going to have to fight back. And if you're going to fight back, you damn well better be armed with information and a very good explanation for your position. That's all I'm saying. And so you can't do that if you're not exporting your detail and you're not understanding cost basis. Okay. You have to understand cost basis. You have to understand how long to even be able to fight back. If you're somebody who's not filing taxes, okay, then maybe you're not checking off the perjury box and you're going to spin the wheel and you're just going to go for it in that way. That's a different way to go about things. But when it comes to this and knowing what I know, what I'm seeing, all of the different on and off ramps, having a place accept crypto for a purchase is an off ramp, in my opinion. Well, it's not just my opinion. They're creating it to be an off ramp. Anybody that's accepting this stuff that in these businesses, and they file their own taxes too. All right. So it's not just you that may not be filing a tax or whatever. It's the people accepting your money. So it's much like if you hire some accepting your crypto. And so it's kind of like this. I've heard about people that hired people and they pay them cash under the table, right? There's always this thing where there's people that they hire people for cash under the table, and it's all easy peasy, no big deal. We don't give them a 1099 and we don't give them a W-2. All it takes is for that person that worked for you, that paid them cash, to say, to file their return and add that income on there, and they do it all the time, and then they'll say, well, we don't have this for you or whatever, and a little investigation, and the next thing you know, they're saying, well, why didn't you include this income or this deduction? Why did you include this income type thing? All right, when it comes to that. So if somebody is working for you and you're paying them cash, and you think because you only paid them $450, if you're a person that received the cash, technically you're supposed to claim that on your tax return as income. You are. It's just the way that it
Okay.
is. I'm not
Right.
saying it's
What's
right.
the
I'm just saying
what's the
that's
point? But what's your point? What's your point with the with that?
because anybody that is accepting your crypto as payment, that's a business that files a return, and most all of them will be doing reporting to the IRS through their tax return. And so if that particular business gets audited, it trickles out, is what I'm trying to say. I'm not
Okay.
saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying it is considered an off ramp from your crypto when you spend it. You might not say it is. You might not say it is. I'm saying, when Christy and I did a show of how they are trying to button up these on and off ramps. All right. One of the ways is controlling the people to be buying into crypto and exiting out of crypto. And exiting out of crypto is spending it also.
See, but see there, just in that example, and I know that's not word for word out of the IRS book, okay? But the concept is spending. You're spending your crypto. Well, what do you mean spending? Well, you bought something from a retail store. Again, there's that two different jurisdictions of two different worlds that are colliding. Jack. Ooh, what's his name? Damn it, what's his name? Who's the
Maulers.
young kid? Is that
Jack
it? Jack Paul?
Maulers.
Yeah. Smart kid with the big f bomb mouth.
Oh, yeah.
Which he must listen to Bernie Mac. God rest your soul, Bernie Mac. We love you. But he brings up an argument of, well, I actually didn't exchange the crypto, because the crypto's on.
Left on.
Some people say the crypto's on a card. It's like, well, is it on the card?
Oh, okay.
Well, okay. Well, yeah, this gets into the big jurisdictional who's holding what. And again, this is where this huge debate comes in. This huge debate. And this is where a lot of the resistance from some of the OGs really comes into play. But it's like, well, wait a minute. I'm not responsible for that. I didn't do the transaction. And at what point, where did the transaction actually take place?
Right. Well, these are all important questions that we
Right.
should be pushing to get the answers to.
Well, and you know what the default is, the same as it goes. Oh, you're the account holder, so you're responsible for that. It's like, well, it's your property according to your damn card here. You're responsible. Ta-da! And no, you're not going to take it from my account. You can't do that without my permission. You can't take it from the account that blah 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 that I benefit from. Okay, J.P. Morgan and Chase, read your card. Read your card on the back. Property of. That means everything else in there. Technically, only federal. Yes, true.
That is, you are
that is a true statement according to a small picture of the book, and that's the IRS rule books. Yes, anybody who works.
But here's the thing. That is true, but here's the deal. If you're following that lifestyle and you can back it up, and for
right,
those
I get
of
your
you who
concern.
don't know, if those of them that don't know, you just do. You don't want to. That's not something you want to dip a toe into, okay? And like go full out. You want to dip a toe into learning, but you don't want to dip your toe and not understand what the hell you're doing when it comes to living as a sovereign.
That's not even a sovereign.
Well,
That's
I
not even
mean,
a sovereign.
okay,
That's not even sovereign.
well, whatever it is, you want to be able to defend yourself, right? Or
Yes.
realize that you might have to go all the way. This is what Elizabeth told me. Our friend Elizabeth said, you can win every hand when you're gambling. You can win every hand until the last hand. And she was comparing that with taxes and the IRS. And she is saying you can win every hand, every fight until the last fight you don't win. And
Right.
so, you know,
Okay. So again, we keep part of this conversation keeps blurring in some of these. Oh yeah, Bernie Mac's
oh,
gone, man. Yeah, he's
Bernie Mac.
oh, he's been gone. Bernie Mac's been gone for years now. He died from pneumonia allegedly.
Oh,
But he was a funny he's a funny dude. I love that dude, man. Him
I
and the
thought he
Kings of
meant
Comedy,
Bernie.
man. I
I thought he
lost.
meant Bernie Sanders. I was like, wait,
No,
what?
no,
Bernie
no, no,
Sanders
no. Bernie
died?
Mac, man. Bernie, baby. Yeah. There's one there's one stand up he does with the Kings of Comedy where I even now I'll lose my stuff, so I can't talk about it because I won't be able to breathe. But it's so funny because it's part of the other side of me. Back to what I'm talking about, this Bleedo, right? So Melissa, I noticed that you're like, Melissa's policy, this is my opinion. Melissa's internal policy for herself is just pay.
Well, I
Whatever
didn't
they
say
want.
that. I didn't say
Well,
that. I
I
didn't say
know you're
that.
not saying that. I'm saying my viewpoint of you, where you're at,
Yeah,
taxes, just pay.
yeah.
And I go, why? Not why just pay. Why are you doing that? And I back to my mom actually. This I watched. It was this that when I talked about me having a conversation with my mom. That was the same day I watched that video that you sent me and our friend. Yeah, so like I was having an issue with it. It was still in my head, dude. I went out and busted my hump and all that,
Ah,
it's still there. So I told my mom, right, and I told my mom about this, and she's like, "Well, I'm like, Mom, I'm like, why do you pay?" She goes, "Well, you just have to." I'm like, no. Why do you have to? Answer me that. Why do you have to? And finally, I got down to the answer that I was looking for, that I wasn't going to try to call her out on it. She goes, well, I'm scared. That was the
fear.
bottom line. Okay?
Yeah,
Scared, fear, bully. Okay, so that aligns with my problem with some of this. Okay?
yeah.
This is where I
I
align
agree.
with this is where I align with individuals that are talking about structure. You talk about sovereigns. Let's take a step back. Let's say I don't want to be a sovereign. So how do you do it? You have to do what the big dogs do. And what do they do? They're not rich. They're more poor than me. They po. They got nice cars. They got nice suits. They go wherever the hell they want in the world, do whatever they want. But they're poor. Because nothing's in their name. But the name that it is in, they control that entity 100%. Okay? So when I say that's the workaround, that's what this is in that respect. Michael Saylor, Larry Fink. By the way, awesome show you did last Sunday on
Oh,
Larry Fink.
oh, you
I
watched my
listen.
Larry Fink show?
I was listening. I was driving. And I was listening. I couldn't
Ah,
comment or nothing, but you did a damn good job. Y'all should be checking that stuff out. Beyond the Brink, Larry Fink. That
I
was
just want to say
awesome.
one thing. I did it. I did it as a replay because I actually recorded that a year ago, and I follow this account on Twitter X, um, Chad Steingraber or whatever his name is, and he's been bringing up Aladdin a lot. And when I did that video, I covered the Aladdin
Yeah,
software.
you did. Yes,
And for
yes.
those of you that don't know, that Aladdin software has been around for 30 plus years and it's in crypto now too. So
I've been in
if you
crypto.
haven't
Been
checked
in
it out,
crypto.
yeah,
Been in
check out
crypto.
my
Day
video.
one.
It's been in it. Oh yeah,
Yeah, that was
they
great.
worked it. Thanks.
You did a fantastic job. I really dug it. A lot of stuff you just wouldn't pay attention to when you're reading about somebody that, with the
Yep.
mind that I have now, I'm
Yeah.
like, well, my opinion, my words, you
Yeah.
greaseball. You've been a greaseball since day one, bro. Dang! That Michael Douglas movie and Charlie Sheen, that was you.
It
You
was
know,
you. Yeah.
I was like, what? Yeah, it's that was some good stuff. Back to
Thanks.
the taxes. It's the they got you by the fear factor. In my
Yeah.
opinion, that's just what I see. And when it gets down to it, and my mom, my mom, she's very much stay in her lane. I don't want to. I don't want to go out. I don't want to go out. And she goes, Simon, you're that's not who you are. I'm
Yeah.
like, no, it is definitely not, Mom. I'm like, because of the reason why you do that.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not. That's why I have an issue with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll pay, but I'm more of along the lines of others. What can I do? What can I do? What can I do so that I personally am not do not have that obligation like I used to,
Yes.
right? And so look to the greats. You don't have to like the people that are doing it well, but they're doing it well. You might want to take a page out of their book. But see this conversation that we're having tonight, and I think we
Yeah.
should continue this conversation as well and be open to it. Really be
Yeah.
open to it because
You're right.
this guy he talks about some good strategy. What's his name? In the video
His
that you're
name
gonna share?
is Kohler.
Yeah, Michael Kohler.
Michael
Mike,
Kohler, I think is
yeah,
his
Michael
name.
Kohler. Yes, yes. Now he talks about some good structures. Okay,
This is
he does.
yes.
Yes, and it is about structures. Infinite banking. That's kind of a structure, right? There's a reason for that. There's a lot of them out there.
Yeah.
Um, you know, even in the the taxable event, I wouldn't even call it a taxable event because I more align with the reportable. And there's a difference. When I say that's a reportable event, meaning you got to account for that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Taxable, you say the word
Right.
tax, oh my
Right.
God, you get triggered like I did.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
just like
Yep.
in the
Yep.
casino example, right? Where's my
Mm-hmm.
problem with the casino example? Cash. Because that's the jurisdiction that the IRS has the jurisdiction over anything cash. So
You want
they just assume the cash. Oh, we go everything into cash. It's like, whoa, this is crypto. We don't do that.
yeah.
Talk to Satoshi's over there. Denominations of Ethereum. I can't remember what those are called, but it has a name. Denominations of XRP. It's
A
there.
drop. That's a drop.
Is it a drop?
I'll take drop for 100, Chuck.
How can that be a drop? Because T Fuel's got Theta's
I'm
got the
pretty.
drop.
Please tell me in the chat.
Where's the
if
slave?
I'm right. I'm
Slave.
pretty
What's
sure
the
that it's
denominations
considered-
of XRP? Yeah.
I think it's a drop. I think it's a drop.
You know what?
So
If it is,
it's a
and
drop.
everything goes right
Uh-huh.
in my world, I'll buy you coffee in Vegas.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, if you're
Speaking
right.
Speaking of Vegas, guys, I'm going to Vegas. I'm not sure. We're trying to get Simon to go to Vegas. I know that Alan
Little
Staple
ripples.
of the Staple Crew and Brent and Elizabeth are going to be there. And there's a bunch of other fine people that are going to Vegas. And so if you're going to be out there, shoot me a message and let us know, and maybe we can hook up. We're thinking about having a party, and I can
No,
say
you
this
are having a
because-
party. Don't
Yeah,
no. You are having
we
a party. Don't say you're thinking
Yeah.
about it, dude. It's dude. I got calls about it after you invited a few. I got beat. Hey man, hey dude, are you gonna be there, bro? Are you gonna be there? I'm like,
We're having
working on it.
we're having a private party on Thursday night when we get
A
there, and so
shindig.
we have a very small channel. Obviously, we got 45 people watching. So I'm just saying, if y'all is going to be there, let us know, because it's going to be a really awesome party on Thursday night. Low key, a lot of little conversations and stuff going, but it's super exciting to be able to talk. And we're talking about the XRP Las Vegas. For those of you who are not aware what I'm talking about, XRP Las Vegas is put on by was it Brad Kimes of Digital.
Brad Kimes, come on in.
Come on in. Yeah, he's throwing a XRP Las Vegas conference on May 3rd and 4th. And we're gonna be there the 2nd through the 5th, and we're gonna have a party on Thursday night on the 2nd. So let us know if you're coming, and we'll get in touch with you and give you some deets. Anyway, back to this. You're making you're making really good points on the difference between taxable event and reportable event, right? You'd rather it be a reportable, because even if it's reportable, it doesn't mean you're going to pay tax on it. And there's different avenues that we can get ourselves in. Now, listen, again, we're going back to this is if you're filing a tax return and you want to play the games according to their rules, okay? Or you want to avoid the bullshit, excuse my language, altogether.
No, it's bullshit.
Get yourself into the most secure avenue or vehicle that you can get into where you don't got to worry about that crap, right? So I'm gonna play this video. I guess I'll play.
Yeah, let's get into it, because I mean we've kind of drawn it out and touched on a lot of things.
I mean, we drew it out for an hour, my friend. But here's the thing.
Dude, this is taxes though. But this is like the core of our livelihood. You know, it's like it's almost like this is almost like a Buddhist, a Muslim, and a Christian go to a religious conference. They would never go to the bar. Oh, I forgot about the Jew. The Hebrew. Yeah, Jewish.
The Hebrew.
I always want to say Hebrew because that's the language, right? So you know, this is what it is, though. This is like it's like okay, we really can't talk about this, right? Then there's politics, and you can kind of flirt around with that. You start talking about the tea.
Yeah.
Literally the tea. Well, it's like it's all of a sudden what. You know, the swords come out, and we have different opinions, and it's like what Melissa's going to show you here, and I'm going to identify where I got
I get a call.
Okay.
I get a call.
Wow. Now do they have that? Because okay, you
Thank
get a coffee.
you, my brother from another mother.
If I come and I'll get you a good coffee. I'm not going to give you that buffet line crap. I'm gonna get you a legit
caramel latte. Caramel latte.
Caramel latte. Ice. You want an ice with whipped cream?
I would like light flavor with no whipped cream and a little bit of extra cream. Please.
Gotcha.
Large.
Okay.
Venti.
Venti. Yeah. I know. I fraternize with the enemy as well. What's going to be identified in this video? This gentleman, Michael, he talks about some structures, and Melissa and I had a discussion before this show, and Melissa didn't want to talk about taxes. I think we should.
I really didn't.
Should, because we have to elevate our awareness. Okay, not our thinking. Our thinking is prime. Melissa is bringing valid points. I don't know if you caught them all. That she's literally trying to say you have to recognize where you're at, what jurisdiction of a thing you're in. Okay, now opinions aside, you have to recognize that part in order to even say, okay, I want to bring debate to this. I'm saying, no, this is not this. And the burden of proof is on you per se, you know? And if you get it, you got it. Fine. Yeah. But that's going to be a lot of proof. Anyways, I got your back, Melissa, and you should try to buy a bulletproof coffee. Bulletproof coffee.
Oh, I'm
We're
gonna have
going
to
to
try the
Google.
bulletproof coffee. I'm in.
I've heard of
I'm in.
I've heard of bulletproof coffee.
All right. So what I'm
Play
gonna
the
set this
video.
up a little bit. I'm gonna play the
Do it.
video. And I'm just gonna warn you guys, I'm gonna really do my best to not like speed through. And it's a little bit longer video, so we're not gonna play the whole thing. I kind of wanted to play the very beginning, which got Simon so pissed off that
It just triggered me, dude. I lost my crap because I'm like, oh, I was just not. It wasn't a good day for me to watch it. But two people,
Yeah.
Universe provided two people that
Yeah.
brought me the same video on the same topic, different perspectives
yeah,
different perspectives of the video,
yeah.
but honestly, the same ballpark of, hey, there's some nuggets in here. You gotta get past the standard, my words,
yeah.
fear porn ish,
Yes,
right?
yes, it is fear porn.
The
He's
sky is
aggressive.
falling.
Yeah.
Smart,
He's
but it's just
aggressive.
like, and that's okay.
Okay.
We kind of need that, but it's like, you're not. I'll have a debate with you over a beer. You have a beer, I'll have something else, and
Yeah.
we'll talk about it. Me and Michael will if I ever get the chance. But
I'm gonna play a little bit and then
Do
we'll
it.
pause for discussion.
Okay.
All right, so let me add him to the stage. And I'm gonna make him big so you can really see him. And actually, will it work this way?
Is he picking his nose?
He's picking his nose right now. Here we go.
Gross, bro.
Number one, the IRS is all over this like white on rice. They just got $80 billion last year from the federal government to enforce more audits, more tracking, more collection for business owners and in cryptocurrency. They've got task force now that understand the blockchain. They can find your transactions. Oh, not on my, DeFi wallet. No, they can. It's on the blockchain. That's what is great about crypto is it's public. It's on the blockchain. Oh, but the IRS is not that smart. No, they are. They're that smart. So can I just show you the front page of your 1040 tax return? Okay, Jack, bring this up. This is the 1040 for 2023. Okay, see this right here? I don't know. Can I write on this? I might be able to write on this. Let's see. Nope, I can't write. Okay, let's look at here. After your name, filing status, look at the first question right here on your tax return. At any time during 2023, did you receive as a reward or payment for property or services? Or did you sell, exchange, or otherwise dispose of a digital asset or financial interest in a digital asset? See instructions. Okay, did you catch that? If you received an NFT or any crypto via staking, mining, reward, award, payment, anything, or did you sell any crypto? Yes or no? If you check the box no, okay, that's cool. Let's just go down here to, under penalties of perjury, I declare that I have examined this return and accompanying schedules and statements and they are true or correct. Wow. So if you lie on your tax return, it's not pretty, people. Can you drop that now, Jack?
All right, Simon, your reaction.
Okay. I appreciate him highlighting the penalty of perjury part. But he does throw a special word in there called sell. Sell. Exchange is an exchange. What's exchange? Swap. What's swap? This is what I'm talking about. This is like the thing where I'm like, no, if you swap for something, if you traded into something, swapped, dude, if you converted.
Well, and this is what Nicole says. For mass adoption, crypto needs regulations. Regulations equal governments finding ways to make money through taxation. The closer we get to mass adoption, the more crypto taxation laws we will see. And I agree. I agree with you, Nicole. I agree.
Yes, that we will see that. I don't disagree, but tax the ETF, because technically that's already a thing that's regulated in the stock. But holding the asset that creates the ETF, no. Carry on.
Okay, let's carry on. Let's see here. Get in, get back, start them up again.
You're going to go to jail.
All right. So the IRS is onto this. You've got to sign your tax return. And if you lie, you could go to jail. All right. Now, some of you are like, holy crap, taxes are due in 4 weeks. My 1040, I don't even know what I did last year on my wallets or in my exchange. Then file an extension. People, an extension is okay. You actually reduce your chances of an audit with an extension. Some of you are like, extension, that's a bad thing. No, it's not. Now you need to estimate how much you might owe, send in a little money. If you don't send in any money, there might be a little penalty or some interest on that. But if you don't file an extension, the penalties are 10 times worse.
Okay. Let me switch it back to this. Let me turn my camera on. Okay. So for those of you that don't know, maybe you do, you can file an extension on your tax return if you don't quite know what you're dealing with, and this has all caught you by surprise. You can file an extension up until the filing deadline of April 15th. I think it's April 15th for a 3-month. So it's April, May. I think through, I think it might even be through October that you can file the extension for. Maybe it's 3 months and then you can file another one. But in any event, it gives you a little bit of time. And what they recommend you to do, from my personal experience, is that when you file an extension, if you estimate what tax you may or may not owe, you might not get the penalty if you end up owing a tremendous amount that you didn't think that you owed previously. And so he's just recommending here that if you have any questions whatsoever in regards to your tax return and you're not prepared to file it by April 15th, to file an extension. So if you didn't know what he was talking about, that's what it was. Do you have any comments?
Hey, I'm just curious, what happens if you don't file for like 3 or 4 years?
That's a good question.
You know, or like 10 years, or because I've heard of people that they haven't filed for like 7 years or something stupid, right? And then they just go in and file, but they got all the coup de grace, and it all works out. Like,
I'm not exactly sure how that all works.
Okay, I was just curious because you said you had some experience and all that, so I just maybe seen someone close to you that got nailed, like Wesley Snipes or something, or you know.
No, I mean, I had a friend who had I had a friend who had a really bad problem. They had like a business, and this was a whole separate thing, but they didn't pay their payroll taxes and blah blah blah, and they created an agreement and they paid overtime, and it ended up being okay. But I would suggest that somebody that has some kind of situation like that they reached out to someone, you know, maybe like
that's a little different.
As far as not filing, I would say if you didn't file and they owed you money, you're probably fine. You know, if you had money being taken out of your check and they owed you a little bit back, or they owed you a chunk back, that would be fine. They wouldn't. There's a limit on when they can give you your money back. So, like, I don't know how many years it is off the top of my head.
It's 3.
I think is it 3? So, like, if they, that's the thing. If they owe you money, you have like 3 years.
It's 3 years, but if you owe them, you got 7.
7.
Huh.
Yeah. So, okay, is that what it is? So, if you owe them,
money, something like that. I heard that. I was like, oh, there it is again. Just you got to do it in half the time. Yeah, we're busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got kids and family and all that. Yeah, mom was in the hospital. Yeah, we get it. But yeah, we're busy. So that's why we need 7. and you get
Let's
3.
see. Lisa says it probably depends on how much you make. And then she also says if you don't make much, you get some fines. If you make a lot, you may have a lot more fines. Yeah, I agree. And I would also think that, even though they say they've hired all these extra tax people, um, they're really going after the people that, I mean, where they're going to get the most bang for their buck, right? Because I mean, I
Because
think
they already getting it from us.
I, I'm just saying
Sorry.
if they there's a lot of people that probably made tremendous gains with Bitcoin if they bought it for a very low price. And then this is what I mean, I really
$1.
firmly believe that um Tether and all these other things that are going on, they've used those as a trap. I really strongly feel that it's been a trap all along for people that were kind of skirting around all of this kind of stuff. And I'm talking about the big dollar people. I'm not talking about the little guy who decided to try to buy some Bitcoin and maybe made a couple $100 off of it. I'm talking about the people that were buying Bitcoin at $300 and now it's worth like exponentially, like a ridiculous amount, and
Right.
they didn't report that, or they were doing bad stuff with it or whatever. But in any event, back to the video. Let's see here, see what else he's got to say to fire you up, Simon.
Oh,
And
God.
if you
Here we
file
go.
your tax return and it's wrong and you lie, then it's real ugly. So, first point, if you traded any crypto last year and you think you cannot deal with it on your tax return, you're kidding yourself. I'm here to warn you. Now, you say, well, Mark, all my money's in crypto. I haven't sold anything. I've just been trading crypto. I don't pay tax until it goes back to US dollars. Wrong. Let me
Show
tell
me
you
the
the law.
legislation.
There are 3 ways your cryptocurrency is taxed. You buy cryptocurrency for, let's say you bought Bitcoin at 30 grand and now it's worth 72, 73. Your money doubled. You sell it and go back
Only
to
if you
US
sold.
dollar.
There's tax.
You're going to pay tax. You bought it for 30, you sold it for 70, you have a $40,000 gain. You're going to pay tax on $40,000. And if you only held the crypto less than 12 months, you're paying short-term capital gain, which could be as high as 39%, 37%.
Holy shit, 39%. Oh, my God. People run for the hills.
We have got to be extra, extra careful that we are not going to hit that 37% bracket. We might want to hold it 12 months and get capital gain, which could be as low as 15% or 0, 15 or 20. So, number one, if you bought crypto and you have sold it in 2023 for any gain and you went back to USD, you're paying tax on the difference. Number two, well, Mark, I had Bitcoin and then I traded it for Ethereum. I didn't go back to USD. I just traded it for Ethereum. Taxable. Because whether you go to USD or you go buy a bunch of Ethereum, you got rid of your Bitcoin in that example. I bought it for 30. I sold for 70. I have a $40,000 gain. Well, I just exchanged it for Ethereum. That's the same as selling it. Now, if you don't hate the player, just hate the game. This is the game. You buy stock,
Right.
you sell it, you pay tax. Well, I bought crypto and I left it in crypto exchanges or wallets. Doesn't matter. If you exchange it, you pay tax on the difference of what you bought it for and the current US dollar value the day you exchange it for another coin. Well, I did it in my MetaMask wallet. Okay, don't care. You're still paying tax. Mark, you have no idea. I do trades every day. Yeah, so you're going to need software. CoinLedger. CoinLedger is...
Okay.
Okay, so he's literally bringing everything back into cash. That's his whole basis here. That's the tax basis. Everything is associated back to cash.
This kid looks a
looks
little
like a
bit like
little
the
redhead
redhead
kid
kid
from
from
the-
the Parker Family.
Oh, Slave, you're gonna make me pass out with your comedy.
Listen, I will say this, okay, and I'm going to post the guy, and I appreciate Mr. Kohler. I think his name is Mr. Mark Kohler or Mike Kohler.
Yeah.
And we're giving him props because I'm going to tell you this about I haven't watched his channel that much, but I've come across a few videos. He is somebody that's pro crypto, and he is trying to guide us in the best way that he knows how as a professional. So I want to give the guy some kudos, and whether we whether people agree with him or not, I think that it is. Now Mr. Crypto Professor says no to hogwash. And then XRP said, I heard the opposite. If you put your Bitcoin into another crypto, it's not taxable. I don't know if it's true or not, but that's what I've heard. And this is why we're having this show. This is why we're having this show, because
we're gonna go live right now. Here we go. Here we bloody go. We're gonna go to it. We're gonna go to it right now. Can I do it here? No. Oh, see, it doesn't list it here. I've seen it.
All I'm saying is this is how the tax the tax professionals are gearing up for crypto, and the more adoption that comes across, the more that we're gonna have this. And so according to this tax professional that knows about tax laws and all of that, and the way that it's being applied, which means also this particular gentleman that is presenting this, he has experience in this. He's seen a thing or two. And so we can have all the opinions that we want, and I just want to reiterate that if you have a different point of view, you need to be prepared to fight for your point of view and have your ass to back it up. Otherwise, you're going to run into some issues. And so that's why I didn't want to talk about this subject on this show, but I'm seeing that it is definitely something that we need to talk about a little bit, because as we progress in this space, and we're going to be in this bull run that is supposedly going to take off, and we're going to have melt your face.
Sorry, there. We've been in the bull run since the end of 2021.
I mean, we're in the bull run, but I'm saying melt your face off gains. Okay.
Yeah, the parabolic move
for however long. So I guess what I'm trying to say is we're only at March right now. We have the rest of this year. As you're making your decisions on what you're going to do, it would behoove you to do your own research and try to set yourself up in the best way that you personally feel comfortable with defending in any gains that you have when it comes to cryptocurrencies. That is my point. Nicole says, do your own research. Knowing the tax law in your country will help you plan your exit strategy when choosing to cash out. And I agree with that. I just think we need to. Yeah. Well, yes, she's using the term cash out, but I'm saying, if they are saying if you exchange it for another crypto, you just still need to have that in your mind. No matter, I mean, if you don't believe that it's taxable, that's fine, but still understand what your tax cost base is when you're buying stuff. Don't just willy-nilly it, is I guess my biggest thing. What is it? What does he say? Oh, no. Yeah. I'm not gonna say it.
F asterisk # K.
Yeah.
So when it and this is good, right? Pay attention to your jurisdiction. You got it. Okay. Now, complying, something else. If you want to go a
Yeah.
step further in your complying, one could challenge international law.
Yeah.
Bitcoin specifically, nobody else. And I mean, there's some merit there too. This is where this
Yeah.
confusion comes in. And I think for some in this debate, okay, in this debate, and why people are saying yes and why people are saying no, is there is no definition. There's only assumption. And it's the well, I'm not going to talk about the same old or same old people, just a different trick, with the same old ends. And when you start going down this research, you are going to hit this wall, because there is the at what point did I go into this? That's one thing. You know, well, I'm trading property for property. Show me the title. Because that's how they define property. If you have a stock, what's a stock? A stock is a certificate of ownership in said company. All those things that I just said, most crypto, to a degree, does not have that. XRP is not stock in Ripple.
Yeah.
So again, if you have drops, then, and you trade drops for other drops.
Crypto professor says no clarity, no taxes. And again,
that's opinion. Melissa's trying to bring.
All I'm saying, and it is opinion, and all I'm saying is, again, make sure that you cover your own ass, no matter what position, where you're standing in the sandbox. Make sure that you're covering your own ass with knowledge of when you bought something, how much you bought it for, and so that, you know, they've created laws that have been retroactive and tax rulings and all this kind of stuff. And so what you want to do is just to make sure that you're covering all your bases. I mean, at least that's what I'm gathering from the different places that I've gotten information for.
Yes.
Nicole says, for those choosing to operate inside the quote unquote system, you should also know your personal state crypto tax regulations. Some states are crypto friendly, some states are not. Agreed. That, I mean, these are, I guess this is my worry about the crypto space in general, is that there's a lot of folks that are getting into it. They get caught up in the hype of all of it. You know, much like how we always say, do your own research about the assets that you're choosing to purchase, and you know, and figuring out why you're holding them in the first place. You know, what is your plan? Are you planning on cashing them out into fiat? Are you going to hold them for long-term gains? There's all these types of financial decisions that you need to make when you're dipping your toe into this space, and understanding any potential liabilities when it comes to this, taxes included, should be something that you should not just not think about. Whether you agree with it or not, I'm just saying, and unless you're already someone that's already so far down the road with the freedom fight and you don't pay taxes and you're this and whatever, and you already are 110% in it to win it, like somebody mentioned the Freedom Tax Law School, like I watched all that guy's videos. I actually met him at a conference before, and I think that the information that he presents is valid. But I also know that, you know, you really need to back yourself up when it comes to that. So you have to decide the route you're going to take, is all. I mean, you know, I mean, that's just, I mean, it's kind of common sense, right? I mean, when you say,
nope. I don't mean that as a joke either. I don't mean that as a joke either. I'm like, no,
right.
because Because look, 90% of people that pay their taxes do it because they just say, "Oh, I have to."
Yeah, because we're
You
programmed
actually
to do it.
don't know why you have to. You don't even know why they think you have to.
Right.
You don't know. Well, I'm an American.
Yeah.
Well, so what?
Yeah.
Ask the people that work here. Guess allegedly what they have to do because they were told they have to. But no one said why you have to. Other than I told you to. Damn, bro, if we were on the streets, that wouldn't be good enough for
Daddy
me, in
said
my
you
own
got
opinion.
to.
Yeah, Daddy said you got to. But
Daddy said,
again,
yeah, do it.
what Melissa's really trying to highlight tonight, big time, is you. First off, you have to know where you're at. Rather, you have to know where they think you're at or where they think you are at. Okay? And that's where Michael Kohler here, he really shines. His pitch is his pitch. That's his method, okay? I'm not going to talk about that. Just how it just rubs me the wrong way. He could have delivered a little bit differently. I probably would have been more like to what he was really trying to get at, which is the meat potatoes in this video.
Yes.
And what Nicole is oh, there she is. Look at that. Nicole is highlighting and say, hey, look, you just have to be aware of these things because the powers that be think that you are this and you are doing this and etc. And when Melissa says you have to be ready to defend yourself, you are. But don't be. I'm going to say, don't be scared.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm not trying to fearmonger anybody.
No, you're not. No, you're not. You're no, you're not.
To the 60 people that are watching. I do not mean to come across that way. Anyway.
No. There's you're not. I don't believe you are at all. This is a recognizing thing of like, well, why you do something. Some people are like, I don't like confrontation. I just don't, and that's the world we live in. Okay.
Yeah.
But for those of us that, well, even the elites, if you will, I would say millionaires, not even elites.
They skirt around it. They skirt around it all.
Well, no, they don't skirt around it. There's no skirting. That's not what they do. See, that's the problem. See, we sit there and go, oh, you skirted around it. Oh, you did this thing and now you don't have to pay and blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, they didn't skirt nothing.
They skirt around it because they use the system as it's built, as it's been designed.
But that system was built that way so that they could survive, retain all their property and their money and resources. I'm not going to go into any more of that, but that's it. So if you can't beat them, join them, but you don't have to like them.
Thank you, XRP Slave. No fear here. Never got that feeling from you. Great job.
Yeah,
Thank
no,
you. Love
no,
you,
no,
brother.
no fear.
That.
It's recognizing where you, the natural man or woman, or whatever.
Crypto Professor is requesting that we play some more from Danny Partridge.
Yeah, let's go with it. Go for it. Right, Professor's like, I hear you guys all the time. Can you play the damn video?
Let's see.
Okay, come on.
Let's
for it.
All right, hold on.
It's the number one
try to hold
software
back
out there for individuals to plug in all their different wallets and get the reports on all of your gains and income for last year. And they do the DeFi wallets. They don't just do the big exchanges. Number 3, you take any crypto of any type of token and you exchange it for services or buy something with it. Oh, you bought an NFT, taxable. Oh, I went and got some money out of an ATM, taxable. I used to go to a restaurant in San Diego, taxable. If you use your crypto to buy something, that's equivalent to selling it. So if you go back to USD, you trade for another type of token or coin, or you use it to buy an NFT or a service or product, you pay tax. I'm sorry. I know this is not fun hearing, but that's water under the bridge for 2023. And I can't save you taxes for 2023. It's over. It's over. Whatever you bought and sold in 23 is over. And if you just bought it in 23 and just sold it now, it's over. You have to call your tax advisor before you sell. If you just think, say you own a rental property and you want to sell it. If you go to closing and sell your rental property and then show up at your accountant's desk and go, hey, how do I save taxes? They're like, well, before you sell it, let's look at a 1031. Let's look at a charitable trust. Let's look at an opportunity zone. Let's look at an installment sale. Let's look at a DST. What? You already sold it? Well, what the hell can I do? You already sold it. Now, we might be able to salvage a little opportunity zone if you want to go buy some real estate. Now I've got to figure out how to offset your gain with other investments. We have got so many awesome freaking strategies. We'd love you to do your crypto transactions in a Roth IRA and never pay tax again. The charitable remainder trust would allow you to sell all your crypto tax-free and create a stream of income. We've set up hundreds of charitable remainder trusts for crypto traders. Have a consult with a real tax lawyer on Main Street that's affordable. Our tax lawyers are super affordable. You can meet with them anywhere in the world on Zoom. We'll have a strategy session and see what you need. But remember, this is part of your bigger equation. What are you doing with this money? Are you buying real estate? Do you own your home? Do you have a revocable trust? Do you have an S corporation? What's your day job? What's your side hustle?
Michael.
People, this is what a tax advisor should be doing for you anyway. Now, I have a certified tax advisor network. And any of you that are enrolled agents, CPAs, accountants, tax lawyers, financial advisors, and you want training on how to be a certified tax advisor and provide advisor services,
I'm going to let it play.
12-module training program. One entire module is on crypto, NFTs, metaverse, staking, mining, trading, capital gains. All of that is in a section. So if any of you are looking for a certified advisor in my program, you go to markjkohler.com and you can find one right now that's taking clients. And by the way, I don't make any money. I just give the network away. I want people to find. I'm a matchmaking service and I don't take any money from it. I'm tax.
Okay, hold on. First of all, I let him plug himself because we are using his material, and so I played it on there so that you can find his website and whatnot. And I have to say he's not wrong in terms of if depending on how you're handling your business, planning out having a relationship, and we started to talk about this last show when we said planning with what you're going to do for the future and thinking like a wealthy person and that sort of thing. Wealthy people have tax advisors on hand for them to set up these strategies. Okay, so he's getting ready to go into some different things in the way that they're treating things that have to do with crypto, whether it's an NFT, whether you're mining, whether you're buying assets or buying, XRP.
That's gonna get really interesting in the future.
It is going to get really interesting in the future.
That's gonna get totally convoluted. I mean,
We've got about 15 minutes left. I want to kind of play it out. I want to let it play.
Go find your sweet spots.
I'm going to play a little bit into this where he's explaining some things that I didn't really know, and then we're going to talk probably at the end of the show here. I do want to touch a little bit about the Roth because the Roth is something that I do kind of know some stuff about, and I think that it's spot on. If this is the way that you're going, if this is your mindset and you want to figure out a way to protect yourself from taxes and you're setting up your retirement, not financial advice, because I'm not a financial advisor, but I think this is really good information. So here we go. I'm going to continue on with this guy's video.
Taxmatch.com. I want great tax preparers hooked up with tax filers. Let's get you some help. For any of you that are looking to become an advisor, one of 12 modules is just crypto. Whole module on real estate, whole module on asset protection, 4 modules on tax planning, entities, the whole 9 yards. Check it out at markjkohler.com. All right. Now, let me just hit a couple other points, and then we'll I'll take your questions. It's a big topic. Our crypto tax summit is a full day.
If you only have a 401k,
Sorry.
you're not getting the most.
Wait, what?
Add
A full day. NFTs. Our crypto tax summit is a full day. A full day at the crypto tax summit. So what I'm going to show you here is what I call the trifecta. The trifecta is where we organize your transactions. If you're doing mining or any type of staking that is not custodial staking, so staking, mining, or I'm going to put some meta ventures.
Let him go.
You're going to want to run that through an
Let him go. Let him go.
I'm letting him go. I'm letting him go because all he's doing is identifying what.
If you don't, your taxes are going to be close to 45.
They're
45 to 50% on the first 100 to 150 grand. That's your tax rate. If you're mining, staking, or doing.
Okay, hold on. I got to go back here. What he's doing, Simon, is he's differentiating between the different ways that people are making money within crypto, and he's categorizing them and recommending the type of entity you should be in if you are doing this. So we'll get to whether you agree with that or not, but he's just.
I'm not agreeing. I'm not agreeing. I mean, I'm when you hear my side, my reaction.
Yeah.
This is what the United States IRS / government is doing. He's only showing you what they are doing.
Okay. All right. He says
that's all he's
Bonaduce
doing.
is full of shit. His motives are quite clear when he pushes his product. Yes and no. I agree with you, and I kind of don't agree with you at the same time. There's two different things. Nicole says, Simon, the face you were making, having to listen to him plug his sponsorship was epic. Yeah, literally, Nicole, when I sent him this video, he was like, I can't watch. And I had to talk to him the next day, and I said, I viewed you to please watch the video in full. He has some good information.
Man, it was. He does. It's just.
He does.
It's for those of us who have been in this space. It's like we've seen this slow progression of the reaching and the grabbing and the pushing the little guy down. Just like right here. If you're mining or you're staking or you're doing metaverse, we're going to get 50% of your 150 grand, you piece of little guy or girl crap. That's, in my opinion, what they're saying through their actions and their alleged codes and rules, no law, that they're doing. But
right,
he's saying, hey, we're just trying to get you not kicked in the face. That's all this guy's trying to do.
Okay.
Even if he's pushing his product, go for it. Because we
got 10 minutes. Okay.
If we run over, we run over. This is how this show goes.
All right, we're gonna keep playing it. All right, hold on. Here we go.
Cool. Go.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Yeah,
Thanks, Nicole.
Now, if you're holding crypto, all right, now I'm doing custodial staking. I'm buy and hold. I'm trading. That goes on the right side. Now, we might use an LLC for asset protection, or we just hold it in our revocable living trust. This all comes down to your 1040 and nets together. So, people, if you're holding crypto, we're going to be over on this side. And this is where I'm going to put your NFTs. All of your coins, tokens. All right. So we've got to decide, are you doing operations with crypto or are you doing holding with crypto? And a lot of traders are doing both. I'm doing crypto mining and I'm going to pay higher tax rates on that. But as soon as I get my Bitcoin from my mining, it comes over here into a bucket. So you want to make sure you understand those differences. Now, the last thing I want to
pause
point out
that.
is NFT.
Pause that real quick. Okay, I want pause that, please.
Yep.
Can you, when he talks about he mines, and then it goes right over to the LLC.
He moves it over to the LLC.
Oh, I want to see what kind of write-off he's doing for that. Because
Yeah,
so the transferring.
the key word is, and this is the way that I'm interpreting what he's saying, and I could be wrong. I just want to give a shout out because we have 64 people tonight watching us on all of our channels. And it would be super cool if we ended this show with 64 followers on our @Dipato YouTube channel and @Dipato Rumble channel. Please, please like and subscribe to our channel. It would really help us out. So the way that I'm interpreting this is that, he mentions the word operations, okay, and he puts mining and staking in operations.
Yep.
Okay, so if you're a miner, you're going to have overhead. You're going to have your computer. You're going to have your electricity costs. You're going to have all of those types of things as expenses, and you're operating as a business, as a miner. There's going to be a tax return,
a write-off,
right? Okay.
Right.
There's going to be a write-off. Or you could net money. Okay. At the end of the day, once you figure out what that gain is or whatever you're earning, then he's moving the Bitcoin that was earned from that mining operation over into the holding side, which is because it's kind of like if you're mining for gold, for example. I don't know if this is a really good example. If you're mining for gold, well, it kind of is, because with your mining, you're going to have an operation where you're mining for something to create a product or to create gold, like pull gold out of the ground. Okay.
Okay.
Sure. And there's going to be the expenses that's created for that. And at some point during your mining operation, mining for gold, you're going to make income from it. And then you can't have a business, Simon, without making income. All right.
No. Hold on. I'm not arguing that. I'm only arguing the point of, like, as he stated before in this video, and what the IRS unequivocally is saying. Hey, if you mine, the minute you got that Bitcoin, that's a gain right there. 70 grand at peak. Boom. 70 grand gain. Give me the money. Then he transfers it. That's another taxable event according to the IRS. Transfer.
No. Listen. No, listen to me. What he's saying, and I, if there's any tax people out there to chime in on this, the way that I'm understanding this is say you're a Bitcoin miner, all right? You have your electricity costs, you have your
you have all those write-offs.
You have all of the expenses, all right? And then you're lucky to earn a Bitcoin. You get a Bitcoin. The Bitcoin is going to be valued at the price that it is on market at the time that you gain it, okay? The time that you earn it. All right.
Yes.
That is the amount that you're going to put as revenue within your tax, your business, your mining operation. Say you earn 10 Bitcoins. It's going to be whatever the price of the Bitcoin was at the time that you earned it. That's your revenue, all your expenses. All right.
Yes.
The capital basis, or the cost basis, I mean, that you are going to transfer that Bitcoin over into the other side, into the right side, is going to be the cost basis that you got when you earned that Bitcoin. Then that is going to be treated differently based on whether you gained any income from it or you lost income from it on the right side. That is what he's talking about. So he's not necessarily talking about you're gonna pay tax here and then you're gonna pay tax over here. You're only gonna pay tax on the right side if you have a gain or a loss on that side, on the custodial side of it. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. So, but
I'm talking about the whole thing, though. I'm talking about the whole thing for the little guy when Bitcoin magically appeared in the wallet as a miner. Okay, exclude the expenses. That's all different math to mitigate your obligation.
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
My thing, the debate with the crypto tax, the debate with the crypto tax is here it is. You got it. You got mail. You got Bitcoin. Taxable event. Transfer it. Thus, on the receiving side, taxable event. Both taxable events, actually. Oh, hey, you sent it over there. That was a sell. If you got something in return, anything, even if it's a paper napkin or toilet paper. That's how it is relatively explained. And he even said earlier in this video, this is where the confusion really comes into play. So for business
No.
A,
I disagree.
for
I disagree with what you say. I disagree with what you're saying. I think you're misunderstanding what he said. I really do.
So for clarity,
it's
step one, you mine Bitcoin, taxable event because you got the Bitcoin. Yes or no?
correct. That's part of
Okay,
your
so
revenue. Wait, hold,
Ba-
time out.
Hold on. I'm not going. I'm only.
That is your revenue for your tax mining business. The Bitcoin.
Yes, I get all that, but okay, that's your business. The problem here is business and people. There's a huge difference there. Big difference. Okay, so when we're talking to, I'm sorry, I'm getting a little amped. I do apologize. But this is like, oh, well, they can write this off. Oh, well, they have revenue. It's not this, it's that. Problem. Identify just the small things. Bitcoin magically came into the wallet because you mined it. Whether you have a business or not. You did the action. That's a taxable event, according to this gentleman, as well as the IRS.
Yes.
On a transfer, going from one person to another person, S corp to LLC, two different entities, taxable event because it magically appeared over on the LLC side too. Double tax. Whether you can write stuff off or not for whatever, irrelevant to the what exactly is happening there.
It's not true. So I don't from what I know is like this. Like if you contribute something to your business, that's not see, how do I say that? I
Because
think it's
for
just it's simply moving it from one place to another. It's still yours. You haven't really sold it. That particular thing, I think, is the cost. It's the
But
cost
we're talking
basis.
two different entities.
Yeah.
That's okay.
We need clarity on that. We need clarity on that.
Huge
Let's
clarity.
agree on that. Let's just
Yeah.
agree on that. But I'm just saying, what he's talking about, the left side and the right side, I do see where he's going with that. I do think that he's not wrong. I mean, if
I'm
you're
not
going
talking.
to
I'm not talking
live
saying
in
he's
that-
wrong. I'm so
He's
not
not
talking
wrong.
about his strategies and his meanings. This is his plan.
Yeah.
This is the rule books. That's it.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to identify here is ladies and gentlemen, this gentleman here is talking about business structures. That's it. If you're not a business, you get, as the professor said, F asterisk hashtag K. ED'd. That's what happens.
Yeah.
So the moral of the story is own nothing, control everything. That's what this gentleman is showing you in that way. But yeah, that's just kind of my issue. If you're not a business, we're gonna steal it from you any way we can to the letter of the law.
We got 38 people watching on X Spaces, by the way.
Oh God, I'm gonna turn off
I
my
just wanna
camera.
welcome
That's too
them.
many.
I wanna welcome
I gotta
them.
turn off the camera.
All right. So, and we got 73 watching now overall. Maybe they like this heated debate, Simon.
We
love each other.
I understand totally the business aspect. I wholeheartedly agree with that because that's the best way to do the things that we're trying to do, or Yes,
Yeah.
to accomplish the things that we're trying to accomplish, right?
Yeah.
Where I think I know where I start going all warrior
Yeah.
syndrome
Yeah.
is the two different rule books that are there, and I identified that earlier. You have two different paths. You have the path of mitigating the obligations or the obligations that need to be met, or you just bend over. Those are
And
your paths.
I mean, you don't have to bend over if you set yourself up
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
strategically.
Yeah.
You know, if you try to do it according, and it's just like Nicole said, you got to figure out which pool you're playing in, which one you're dipping your toe
But that's
in,
what I'm talking
and
about.
live it.
Either you have the structures
Yes,
or you bend the knee. I think should be a more appropriate term. Or
and
you bend the
yeah.
knee. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get
Right.
it. I do, and again,
I
I'm
know
not
you get
saying
it.
that I agree and that I think this is great news or any of that stuff. I'm just presenting. I'm just presenting, and that
You
with,
see.
with
You
I
see
researched a
though.
lot.
You're showing us and I know what he's doing here. I'm just
Yeah,
playing devil's advocate on this and trying to
yeah,
bring some clarity where people get confused. But what he's showing us here is a way
yes,
to get you, the natural man or woman, out of the tax obligation seat, right? We all pay enough taxes on everything we buy. We shouldn't have. I agree with that. Where's the money going?
I
You
agree.
know,
I agree on that.
but here's the thing. This is the bloody thing. This is the bloody thing that Melissa's trying to share with this dude, that he's trying to share with us, and that I keep having a conniption fit over. And Melissa's kind enough to stop the video. That it's the structures. I'm gonna say it. If you want to win in this space, you must have structures, and it has nothing to do with you, the individual, the soulful creature on this earth. Everything that you have, it's been proven and shown that all property and assets and etc., the world that we live in favors the corporate structure or any structure thereof. But if you, the individual or natural person, as I like to say, natural man or woman, no, you're not supposed to have anything.
Yeah.
And
Well,
take that
browsing
for
up.
however you want. But
Yeah.
that's just the way it's stacked up.
Yeah.
And he's showing us some ways out. I just wanted to clarify that, though. The ladies and gentlemen, what he just did there, you mind? Okay, whoop, and I put it over my LLC. Okay, now for businesses, dude, they got hall pass, dude. Hall pass, I'm VIP. We, the natural man or woman, do not have that. We don't have that ability. That's not afforded to us. Initially, like I can't just go, here, honey, hold this shit.
Yeah, but you could.
No, honey's gonna get
get.
taxed.
He's gonna get up, but this is where people set up their LLCs, and he does explain a little bit. It goes into a little bit more detail on that, and I guess this is the thing: is if you're gonna live your life according to the tax laws and whatnot, there are strategies available to us all. Don't be wiping out now, Simon.
I'm not. I'm not.
All right, I'm gonna continue on with this.
Continue
video.
this.
All
Yeah,
right,
continue.
here
I'll
we
try to hold
go.
back. I really will, because he is talking some truth here. He is sharing some big knowledge. I know he is. Go ahead.
Okay.
These are a whole other animal. And anybody that's doing crypto gets into NFTs pretty quickly. It's really the future of so much of our technology in this country. The blockchain technology is off the chart. NFTs. There's two types of NFTs. There's collectibles, and then there's utility NFTs. If you buy and sell a collectible, you have to pay the tax rate on collectibles is 28%. It's not pretty. If you buy and sell a utility token or NFT, Then you can either get short-term capital gain or long-term capital gain, which is going to be a lower rate based on your bracket, and long-term capital gain could be 0 to 15 to 20%. In all these situations, you also have state tax.
Ball look.
And if you go, well, Mark, I have my you take that. I have my server in Nevada, or I set up an LLC in Tennessee, or one of my 9 tax-free states, Washington or Florida or Texas. So I don't pay state tax because that's where my LLC is, or my corporation. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You live in California. You live in New York. You live in Illinois. You're going to pay tax in California. There's no way around it. You can't set up a Nevada LLC and think you're going to get around it. You won't. California is all over this, and they have been for years.
But you can do it.
So it takes some planning. I am sorry to be the bearer of bad news. So get informed, get educated, because you're going to be more educated than your tax advisor with training at our summit. And any of you tax advisors out there, we got to know.
When's the summit?
I love Coin Ledger.
Excuse my language.
I know.
When's this damn summit? When's the summit? I'm going to go now. I might screw Vegas.
File
When's
an
the
extension, 4868. Get on my network and find an accountant,
I'm going to look.
an advisor that can walk you through this when it's time to do your taxes. All right. Well, Jack, I mean, if we have some questions, great. If not, I was going to go some golf balls. Or no, actually, I had work to do.
Okay, we got a lot of good questions.
All right.
Let's start here. Richard asks, Mark, is there a 1031 exchange like tax rule for crypto?
Nope. You can't do a 1031 exchange on crypto taxation, on cryptocurrency. Now, the nice thing about cryptocurrency is there's no wash sale rule. Which if you have regular stock or ETFs or mutual funds, and you sell one at a loss just to harvest a loss and turn around and buy the stock again, the IRS says, that loss is suspended because all you did was wash it. You just sold it and bought it. With crypto, that doesn't apply. So you can sell crypto that you have at a loss, take the loss, and then turn around and rebuy the crypto. So I would say that's an exception to the stock trading rules, but there's no such thing as a 1031 exchange in the crypto world.
Okay. That is something that I touched on earlier when it comes to the wash sales. And I was pretty sure I had heard that floating around earlier, a year or two ago. In regards to whether or not if you sold your crypto for a loss, if you could turn around and buy it right back. And so he's kind of confirmed for me that the wash sale does not apply. And so anybody that, I guess this would be if you're living your life according to this IRS way of doing things, and you did have a gain, and say you already got a great big gain in this year, and for some reason it crashes right down, and you can sell it for a loss and then turn around and buy it back again, as long as you're not wanting to sell it again in that same year. If you're trying to create yourself a loss, that seems like a way that you could do it. I'm not a tax person. I'm not a financial advisor, but that makes common sense to me. And it also plays into why we would see these swings, where people are making some major moves when
Institutions.
or just even people with money. I mean, this is, I guess, another reason why, after you said, no, Melissa, we should do this show on this subject.
We got to.
Because it could actually help people especially like, say you already started selling stuff for this year, and that you've got a hella gain in 2024 already. A hella gain.
I want to know if that's a technical tax term. Is that like a double tax?
Yeah.
I got a hella gain. That's a 52. I got a hella gain crypto trade, so they're gonna get me on 52%.
Right? but I'm saying is, so say like this, from what I'm understanding from Mr. Mark Kohler here, or Mike or Mark Kohler, say you did make a great gain on a particular crypto, and you sold a little bit and you made some cash, and now you've got you made this tremendous gain. If you sold it when it was at a lower price, when the crypto market crashes back down, because as you've showed me, Simon, they go up and then what goes up must come down, and they come down. If
Yes, they do.
if you are giving this some of your attention, this could be a strategy for you to protect yourself in terms of, selling it, creating yourself a loss to offset your
Mhm.
gain, and buy
Mhm.
right back in, so that you still have, and then now that's your new cost basis for whatever crypto it was. And so I guess the more that I kind of been studying this and thinking about it, I just think these are things that we should be thinking about. And most of us little guys, we don't think like this. And much like you talked about the life insurance policies and borrowing from yourself and setting ourselves up, this is another way that we could avoid this, because most people are going to listen to somebody on the internet telling them that they don't have to do that, and they're not going to think about checking that box off on their return, and somehow the exchange that they sold it on is going to send that 1099-B to them, and they also furnish it to the IRS, and then the IRS is going to randomly pick somebody for an audit, and your pants are down. So this is the only a reason why I'm really kind of hammering this home. I don't mean to sound like a broken record, but it again, if you're not going to live the lifestyle and you can't defend it, you're going to get caught with your pants down. And so I implore you to please give this some of your attention. You want me to carry on the video? I'm going to just go. Hopefully, I think the next question or two where he kind of talks into the Roths a little bit.
Into, because at least finish the structure part where he's talking about a couple different options.
Yeah,
those are options. It's good stuff there.
Yeah. Do we have any questions here?
No. Heather had to dip out.
Heather got a dip. Thanks for dipping the toe, Heather.
Yeah, thanks for dipping the toe, Heather. You got to dip out.
Skip. All right. Let me go back to this guy. Here we go.
Okay, we're getting a lot of different questions about the best software to calculate taxes for crypto.
Oh, well, there's so much out there. We've used TaxBit, but they've gone all corporate. Coin ledgers out there. Hey, if any of you have a good software that you're liking, put it in chat, share it. And some of you might go to one of these softwares and they don't support the wallet you're using. Then switch around. Don't throw, guys, this is not easy. And you're going to get a little frustrated, but go out and sign up for some of these different software products that do your crypto taxation reporting and transaction reporting.
I love it.
And you may hate CoinLedger and love something else, or you might love, vice versa. So let's make sure in chat we're writing those down, or everybody share. And Jack, let's make sure we're writing them down too.
Cool.
Yeah,
well,
Jack.
You're going to love this one. It's not a question, but Andrew Hall, when you were talking about taxable events, is saying, no, it's not. It's still invested. So if I switch from Bitcoin to Ethereum, it's still invested. So it's not a taxable event. What do you have to say?
Oh, Andrew. Bless your heart. Let me get this straight. I have a rental property and I turn around and sell it and buy another rental property. I'm still invested. I don't pay tax. Wrong. Oh, but Mark, I bought Microsoft stock and I sold it on my Merrill Lynch account and bought Tesla. So I'm still invested. I don't pay tax. Wrong. You sold your Apple stock. People, I don't know where this misinformation comes from. Maybe you're on a Discord channel where someone's giving tax advice and they don't know what the hell they're doing. if you trade or sell crypto for another currency, it's taxable. Period. This is clear tax law. Anybody that's selling you anything different is a dipshit and they don't know what they're doing. Was that my inside voice? I am so sorry. And Andrew, I am so sorry to share that with you. Yes, it's still invested. Yes, I can still own stock. Yes, I can own mutual funds. Yes, I can own real estate. It's still invested. But you sold what you owned. You pay tax on your basis compared to the sales price. Next.
That was great. I think
that's like,
I knew that was going to rub you wrong.
well, because okay,
He does not have the best.
He doesn't say a damn thing on it, man. He doesn't say a dang thing on like, well, you sold. Bullshit. Show me the sell, dude. You show me the sell, I will pay you. You show me where I sold, mother plucker, and you got me. But brother man, I'm trying to tell you, no, because even in you have a rental property, you sell, code word, and get another one. Well, hey, dummy, you went to cash. I trade stocks back and forth. The process to trade stock is go from one, go into cash, go to cash, go into the other one. Yeah, taxable event. Cash. This is the big debate.
Yes.
Because there's
points.
Go to an exchange right now. You go on an exchange right bloody now, and you type in BTC / whatever other coin you want to get into. It's going to give you the denominations in Satoshis. Holy poop balls. This guy's insane. Hey, honestly, if he was my CPA, he better be insane, dude. We better be able to go round for round. Because honestly, the ones that go round for round, that's how you're gonna finally get it, finally see it, and really get to the brass tacks, because as he's saying, well, we don't have a good place to go bounce around, right? This is hard. You're gonna get frustrated. See, for me, it's like, yeah, there's nothing there that says yes indefinitely. For this gentleman here, he's a licensed tax professional. He swore an oath to play by the IRS rules, right? So, I mean, in a roundabout way, okay, a lawyer, an example of this, I'm going to do what he does. An example of the CPA is an IRS agent that doesn't work for the IRS. Okay? The state attorney versus the defending attorney, both officers of the court. They're part of the court system. They can't do anything outside of the rules that they say they'd play ball with. Same for this gentleman, right? See how he starts yelling when someone questions. Are you talking about me, bro?
But I will say this, Simon, though, I guess for anybody that has a tax accountant, I personally, if I'm going to,
I'm going. Dude, we got some in my hood. Well, not really my hood. I mean, like I gotta go to the evil side of Washington. No, I looked it up as soon as you sent this video. I'm like, you know what? F it. I'm going to look up. There's got to be someone in my backyard at this point that knows this, that I can go toe to toe with. And I don't mean that in like an aggressive way, because I'm of the mindset, I'm not, just because these are the rules. Well, what do you mean the rules? Yep. So I'm going to go.
Fighting. They have. So this is what also I know about this space is that.
Oh, your mic went a little. Your mic little went. Blah, blah, blah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're good there. Yes, perfect, awesome.
This is a little bit of what I know about, like, say, the tax people and whatnot. You want somebody that can stand convicted to what they believe in and how they're treating your particular tax situation, because when it comes to tax laws and being able to fight on your behalf or the behalf of their client, they have to stand firm and explain their reasoning for for taking their client in a particular direction or advising their client in a particular direction. And so
Mhm.
it is much like the law, like you brought up lawyers. It is very much like that from what I can see from the outside.
Yeah.
And knowing people that have been involved in taxes and stuff, is that as long as they can explain the reason why something was done, or they took a deduction or whatever the heck,
Right.
that is why. So having a guy like the smart guy who is very passionate in his belief in how it should be handled, that would actually make me feel more comfortable hiring someone like that, instead of somebody that is like, well, I don't really know, and whatever.
Yeah, that's why I want to go. That's
want
why I want to go
fighter.
talk to the ones in
Yeah.
my neighborhood. Yeah, I want to go talk to them because they say that they're in it. They're the only ones in Washington State. I'm like, okay, let's go
So
talk to you.
Yep.
Yeah, they say they're the only ones in Washington State. I don't live in Washington State. So they they said something about like on their site was something about trading API, etc. So me being in the bot, right? It's like,
So
okay,
they're familiar with it.
right? If you're really gonna come at me toe to toe, then I'm gonna have to jump in the pool. No time to dip it. I'm gonna just have to jump in the pool and really see yes, no, what it is. Because even when someone like Michael here, when he's like, oh, 28%. Dude, his job, now here's the difference between him and the IRS agent. And it's a huge difference. This individual, most CPAs actually kind of give a shit.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that the IRS agent doesn't have feelings and they don't care about things, but their job is to not give a flying hoopla about you. Michael does. He's like, dude, this is it. I have paths. I have their strategies. We can get a team. I don't mind collabing.
Yeah.
But he's more pushed the envelope to a degree where, and I don't mean that he's trying to push an envelope. I'm just saying he knows where all the edges are before you get eyeballs on you, right? And that's good. You definitely are going to want that. But it is good to have someone like that, because if you're going toe to toe with them, explain to him, Michael, it's this. Look, here's the technology. You're off your rocker here. That's not the same. This is different. This is how they're treating it. Okay, well, I know how they're treating it, but that doesn't make it, when I say right, I don't mean morally. I mean technically. Technically right. Tax law is thus law. And words mean different things in different contexts and blah, blah, blah. As Payman from whatever that. As he showed, that's a great example. There and it's all there. But I'm kind of getting off track there. But I am going to be going to the local ones because I want to kick in the door and be like, break it down for me. By the way, I'm about to probably be the most breathing over your shoulder client for a little while if I'm smelling some good stuff here, because I want to know exactly. That's where I am in my life. Not like, why do I have to bend the knee?
That's good.
Yeah,
Well,
I want to know, right? And that's the thing.
So this is really helping me too, like having this conversation tonight. And I would love, I think Crypto Professor had mentioned John J. Singleton, who is someone that I came across a couple years ago. He knows a lot, and there's a lot of his strategies that are very similar to this gentleman. He happens
Very
to
much.
disagree. Okay. What would be really super cool is if we could get John Jay to come on this show and have.
He'd be more than happy. He'd be more than happy.
We should get him on the show and maybe play a little bit of this video and have him respond or tell us why or why not, that he agrees or he disagrees. And the one thing I wanted to say too, because we are quote unquote new into this space with the whole crypto, and the United States is searching for clarity and other countries are searching for clarity on this. We're kind of navigating the weeds with them. And it seems to me like folks like Mark, the people in the tax accountants, they probably look through the tax codes and look to their previous experience and how they handle transactions. They heard from the IRS how they're considering crypto assets to be property, and the different classes and stuff. And so they are developing strategies based along that. And
Yes.
just like I think Michael Saylor, with MicroStrategy, with his Bitcoin purchases and stuff, and the way that he did his tax return, I listened to him, several times talking about it. And one of the thoughts that popped in my mind is this guy is trying to set a precedence on how certain things are treated. Okay. And
Yeah,
these are
treated. Yes.
correct.
Treated.
And
right?
so here you've got this man, Mark, talking about the way that they're handling it, and other accountants, and they're having the summits, and they're all going to come to a consensus on how they are handling things, and they're waiting for the overall clarity. But you've got the accounting the accounting standards boards creating their determinations on how different types of assets are being classed, and all of this stuff. I guess what I'm trying to say is that it's so much bigger than just you and I buying crypto. All of these things are being talked about, they're being thought about, they're being legislated, and so this is only going to be more prominent the further down the road that we get with it, and the more the mass adoption comes into play. And I'm noticing them even with Bitcoin, with the ETFs and the like, that is automatically going to have those types of assets treated the standard way that we have always treated them, right?
That's because
And
the
so
ETF.
yes, exactly. And so those avenues are, the whole big fight over Ripple, whether it was a security or not, it all comes down to taxes. So, I mean, it's just like,
Can
this
we
is
just burn the
definitely-
books? Can we just
I-
burn the books?
I would-
Start
I
the
would-
hell over.
I wish. Let's see. Gosh, I cannot believe it's 9:30.
I can't. This is a good topic, and I think we should continue the conversation.
We'll
We
continue
do.
a little longer. I want to get to where he talks about the Roth, and then we'll
Do you know where
probably
it's
end the show. I'm gonna check. I think it's coming up here real quick, and then I just wanted to kind of share a little bit of my opinion and my thoughts on the Roth. Or I can
Okay,
start talking
well-
about it now and try to find where he talks about it. But
Why don't you?
I think it'd be better to have him talk about it first.
Okay, go ahead and try to find that. I would like to hold on a second. That might the crypto professor. I think it was. Let's put that.
What you said?
Crypto professor. I think it was you who had said a while back that you
I
have the
do.
equipment to do karaoke.
I do.
That was Melissa.
I bought myself karaoke equipment for my birthday.
Yes, I am a former DJ though, and I did do karaoke gigs. I did not sing because I am a true DJ. We can't sing.
Why
we
is
can
the
we can-
karaoke coming up? Why is the karaoke coming up, Crypto?
That was just
Professor?
let's
Is it
see,
random?
just random.
Mm.
Yeah, they're having fun in the chat.
I love you guys. I love you guys so much. 82 people. Can I get a what?
Whoop,
watching
whoop.
this.
Hey,
Man,
boo
it's
boo.
Guys, this is the best show so far, with the most people sticking around, watching and hanging. I wish that we had spaces. We could get the spaces working again, because
So,
I'm sure there'd be a lot of people chiming in.
well, there's a lot of
and,
West Coasters. My West Coast people are finally getting home, sitting down and turning on
Ah.
the YouTube boob tube, right?
What up,
Um,
West Coast?
Can you find that part in the video there? Because I do want to talk about structures, just from my opinion on legal structures. Okay, there is a huge benefit here to legal structures, any type, right? And anybody that's going to that is a professional in their field that suggests structures, I would take that that knowledge and really start doing some research there. John Jay was the first one that really turned my head around about structures, right? What I saw there was what most of us have the problem, right? Is that we, the people, no matter what jurisdiction you're in, have to pay tax. Okay? So if you get the thing that's creating a taxable burden on you and you get it into another thing, an entity, right? Then that entity has the tax burden. Now, what the entity typically has that we used to have back in the day, but we pretty much don't anymore, is all the expenses that we're able to write off. Now, we don't get to write off every tiny little thing per se, but let me tell you something. If I can reduce my tax obligation by 20, 30, 40, 50%, that's a good day at the track, hands down. And a company or entity, a trust, different kinds of trust, LLC, S Corp, these are all transferable structures, meaning I can step down as CEO, head chairman, etc., and I can say such and such can be that. Just like within a trust, I could be the executor. There is a second head. I can be executor trustee. There can be another trustee. If I die, that trustee comes up to bat. They're the executor, and we both agree on, hey, so and so, so and so, and so and so are in line to be the next trustees, depending on what the executor trustee says. There's a lot of hoopla structure. If you go back and watch The Gentleman, the TV show, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, how things get passed on. Over in the UK, if the dad dies, the Duke of whatever, firstborn son gets to claim, unless dad changes the will. But typically, with tradition, that's what happens. You get the title, you get the estate, you get the whole coup de grace, you're in charge. It's the same thing.
You're the man. You're
Or
the man, the
woman.
firstborn son, or the woman.
You're in
firstborn.
charge. Don't burn it down.
Don't burn it
Don't
down.
burn it down, bro.
Crypto
Yeah, but
Professor said that I can rock it with karaoke. Where did you hear me singing karaoke, Crypto Professor?
Texas.
Actually, I did do
Texas. Texas. It was Texas.
One of my friend Gotta Be on X Spaces has a karaoke on Saturday nights live on X Spaces, and I've participated a couple times there. So if any of you guys are karaoke buffs, check out Gotta Be at probably like 9 p.m. Eastern on X Spaces, and there's a bunch of great people that do karaoke. It's really fun. All right, so I'm gonna play this again. Let's see. There's my guy. Let's see what he's got to say.
You cleared that up.
Did I clear that up? Oh my gosh. Andrew hates me now. I'm Roth right now for where the money's at. And this is what a lot of my clients are doing.
Okay, wait. Sorry.
Next.
That was great. I think you cleared that up.
Did I clear that up? Oh my gosh. Andrew hates me now. I'm sorry, Andrew.
Okay. Loyal Best says, what is the strategy so I can trade crypto in an IRA and be able to live off of it before I'm 59 and a half years old?
Oh my gosh, I love this. Okay, everybody, let's go whiteboard. There's two. Now, this is where the money's at. And this is what a lot of my clients are doing is we're taking our Roth IRA. Now, I love Roth, and you guys can open up a Roth right now still for last year and put, let's see, what's the number for last year? Okay, this is important, everybody. You can open a crypto Roth right now for $6,500 and turn around and put in 2024's numbers for $7,000. So you could have right here, 13,500 in a Roth IRA tomorrow if you wanted to. And some of you have some old IRAs, you can roll those in. You have an old 401k, you can roll those in. This is a huge conversation, but let me just say the goal is to get to a Roth IRA. Now, you want to do a self-directed Roth. Now, this is important, everybody, because if you go to Merrill Lynch or Schwab or Fidelity and go, hey, I want to buy crypto with my Roth IRA, they're going to go, okay, you can buy this new BlackRock fund, Bitcoin. And, you know, now they're buying Bitcoin. So no, you're not buying Bitcoin. You're buying into a fund that owns crypto. That's different. You don't want, that's not trading crypto. So you want to get to a
100%.
self-directed
100%.
Roth IRA. There's no tax, no penalty to do this. Now, where you go, let me just give it to you right now, directedira.com. So directedira.com, you can literally
Or
open up an
I
account
Trust Capital.
on your phone in the next 30 minutes. It's that easy. Directedira.com. Okay.
Let's do a show on it.
So let's say you get your Roth IRA.
We're going to.
Maybe you open up a new one, you transfer in money. I do not care. All right. You have two options. At Directed IRA, we have the down and dirty streamlined version, and we have the kick-ass I want to do DeFi wallet.
Down and
version.
dirty.
So option one is we have
Word protection.
a wonderful relationship with Gemini. In fact, they just highlighted one of our articles today on their website. So Gemini is a custodian, or I should say a exchange. So the Gemini exchange, we have a contract with them. We have over $1.5 billion
A little pluggy, but hold on.
Directed IRA family of money that's been self-directed with clients. So the Gemini exchange will set up what we call a crypto Roth, and you can set this up right now in the next half hour, and it's a crypto Roth account. Now, the only problem for some of you that you're going to have with this is I can only trade what's on the Gemini exchange. But right here, I have it on an app. I have my Roth IRA on an app right now, and I can just go Gemini, boom, there it is. And on my app, I am trading in my Roth IRA on any token or coin on, I don't want to hold this up now because someone can see it. Oh, I'm killing it.
Shut up. Come
I'm
on,
up
just keep going.
5.44% today
Okay. Good
in
for
one
you.
day. I love that. Okay, so that's my crypto Roth IRA, and I can do any trading on the Gemini exchange. And up until April 15th, I can put in my 2023 number, and I can put in my 2024 number, and that's going to be $13,500 if I'm under age 50.
Can you pause that right there?
Or an extra
Hold
I'm
on
sorry.
1 second. I'll go a little bit
Okay.
longer.
an
Okay.
extra 1,500 if I'm over 50 or older. Okay, now the second option is, and we do this all the time, you set up an LLC. Now this is when our law firm comes in, you set up a single member LLC that's owned by your Roth, and this LLC can open up MetaMask wallets, Voyager account, not Voyager. It can open up any sort of, crypto.com, whatever. So you can open up all sorts of wallets under this EIN,
This is a John Jay thing.
and all these wallets
Yes.
are going to get
Yeah, I'm familiar
reported
with this.
inside your Roth IRA.
Okay.
By the way, when you trade inside a Roth, let me just say this, no tax ever,
Ever.
as in Smalls and Sandlot, forever. No tax in your Roth IRA. Holy crap. So that's why we're
Okay.
doing trading in a Roth, and we want to get there with a crypto Roth or a solo 401k, whatever. We want to.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, let's go back to us. Say what you got to say, because then I'll touch.
I just had a couple
Right.
questions on the Roth.
Okay.
Questions on the Roth. One of them
Yes.
was when he's talking about the money, that's
Yeah.
contribution only, right? Because after that, you could have 100 bazillion Google dollar values of crypto in there, and you're good to go, right? Right. So
And if
new
you're-
money in, new money in, yes, new money in, right?
Yes.
New money in. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
What's your
ask that
question? What's your question?
My question is on the cryptos. Is that
No
new money
tax.
or
No tax.
no? I get that. No tax on what? The trading.
No tax on the trading. No tax on the gains of anything that you make within that Roth.
Okay,
You
so now I'm
fund
done.
the
I'm
Roth.
done. I'm done doing Roth. I pull everything out of my Roth at one time.
No tax. No tax. Roth IRA, the Roth account right now, the way that it stands, and that's what makes the Roth such a benefit, is that as long as you're 59 and a half years old, you withdraw out of your Roth, there is no tax. So your money grows in there tax free. And this is where I got in a debate before with, I think it was Litecoin Leader. It was very against anybody converting any money into and putting it into a Roth account, because people that had money in things where they actually had to cash out, they would have to pay tax at the time to put the money into the Roth. But I
Got
always
that
said,
part.
I already said this, like, if you had to pay tax on a small amount of money now, that you were withdrawing, and you had to pay a penalty on it or whatever because you needed access to your funds, only if you needed access to your funds, and it was the only
Right.
way that you were going to be able to fund your Roth, 401k, a self-directed IRA, Roth. Once that money is transferred into that Roth, there's no tax on it. And they have these self-directed Roths where you can trade your own cryptos, like what he was saying. You can trade your own cryptos within it, and you're directing what you're buying and selling, but it's not taxed. And so this is a very good way for people to set themselves up for future retirement and not even have to worry about any of the bullshit we just talked about, because their money is in a Roth and it's protected against taxes. Because the theory is, I guess, is that you've already paid tax on that money, and the Roth itself, it under the IRS guidelines, is a protected, no tax. So, people have different ways that they can contribute. They can either contribute to a regular IRA, or a pre-tax IRA where they're saving money on their income taxes now, but then when they take it out, they got to pay taxes. And the theory is that they'd be in a lower tax bracket later. Or these Roths where you're putting the money in, you don't get any tax benefit for putting it in right now, but if that grows exponentially, like everyone expects this crypto to do, you're not going to be paying tax on that. So it's definitely, in my opinion, something to be thinking about. Not tax advice, not financial
Totally
advice.
tax advice. No, that's
Uh,
100% tax advice, man. You can say that all you want, but we talking about strategy and hypotheticals.
I mean, I'm just saying it would, what my advice is to educate yourself on this, read everything up on it, type in Roth IRA, just type in, is a Roth ever taxable? Just type it in and look it up for yourself.
I'll go talk to the CPA, because
Talk
I mean,
to 'em.
like, this
Not
just
taxable.
for me.
Yep,
I
not taxable.
I hear you.
Mm-hmm. So
when does the devil come to get you? That's my question. You can't answer that.
Well, I'm just saying
They
this,
do.
Simon. I'm just saying this. The Roths have been around for quite a long time now. And I mean, there's even now, I will say this, what I was reading up today, there are income limitations, contribution limits that you can contribute to a Roth. There are certain different rules about how old you are. Once you hit 50, I think you can start, or 51 or something like that, you can start contributing a little bit extra into, like, kind of as a catch-up retirement contribution as the older that you get. The caveat is to withdraw from a Roth with no penalty is 59 and a half, but that's only if you're withdrawing any money beyond any money beyond your principal. So if you say you're 50 years old and you put your money in, it has to be in there. I think they said for 5 years, and then you are free from any kind of penalties for early withdrawal out of it. And once you hit 59 and a half, you can withdraw it and your earnings and everything without it being taxed. And so when these things are coming up, I know I Trust Capital has one. I just learned about this directedira.com, and I think there's a couple other ones that offer this as well. This is an opportunity before these ETFs and all these funds, because like he was saying, they're going to encourage you to start putting your money into these ETFs with these
They
Roths.
can encourage all they want.
Right.
Bullshit.
But right now, you can actually get these and have Bitcoin, real Bitcoin. I believe XRP. So you have to go. I don't really know. They're like he was saying, Gemini. They have specific assets within that you can contribute or you could purchase within their product, their platform or whatever you want to call it. And so it's you might not be able to get every single thing you want, but for those of you that are interested in trying to have a tax strategy that could save you money and protect you and not have you be worrying about it, and if you're saving money anyway, then maybe. Do you hold your own asset at directed, dear old Michael? Yes. I believe our friend Christine, one of our good friends from Bitcoin Ben's conference, she actually works for a family office, and they have these there that they handle for their wealthy clients, and they're self-directed. Now, I think it's a situation where, you have a key and they have, like for the security part of it, but you can withdraw out of that. According to what I remember her telling me, the clients could, if they wanted to withdraw their Bitcoin out and get out of that, they could. Now, it would be a core if you had it in something like a 401 Roth or an IRA, Roth IRA or whatever. It would adhere to those tax rules regarding that. So like if you were under 59 and a half and you didn't have your stuff in for 5 years and that sort of thing, then those rules would come into play for you. But I'm just saying, if you're trying to if you're thinking about hooking up, like you're going to go talk to a tax accountant and that are savvy with the crypto, talk to them
they are first.
and ask them. Yes, ask them about these options when it comes to putting your money. It's an incredible opportunity, especially for young folks or even for some older folks that have a little bit of money.
Which part, okay, just
all
from your
of it,
perspective,
everything.
All of it. Why?
Well, for me, okay, so for me personally, my personal thoughts on it, the Roth, being able to put it into a crypto Roth where it is not taxed, and I can put money, I can open it up and I can put money into it. I do not have to worry about the tax stuff at all. And my friend Keita talks often about putting money, when we put money into our 401ks at work, we just contribute and forget it, right? Because that's for the future, right? This is the same thing. You open up your own self-directed. Now there's limitations of how much you can put in per year into these types of things. Okay. However, given the prices of some of these assets now and what we expect them to go to in the future, I mean, even if it's 2030, right? People talk crazy talk when it comes to 2030 of what some of these things could potentially be worth. You could be looking at like hella gains that would not be taxed. And so right now is the opportunity to investigate and learn about all of these things, decide what pool you're going to dip your toe in, what route you're going to go in, if you're going to dip your toe into both. If you're going to buy Bitcoin and you're just going to hold it, you haven't done anything but buy it. I'm a hodler. I don't sell and trade and do all that kind of stuff. I buy things and I hold them. And now I'm thinking, okay, maybe when it crashes, it would be an intelligent thing for me to sell them at a loss and then move that money on into one of these Roth avenues. Because I didn't start out that way to begin with, but maybe that's what I should do. I'm not saying I'm going to do it, not telling anybody else to do it. I'm saying I'm looking into it because it sounds like a good idea to me. And I don't have to worry about the tax man. I don't need
Your
to
whole
worry
thing is the
about.
tax thing.
I don't. Well, you know what, Simon? I don't want to live my life worrying about some guy knocking on my door saying you owe me XYZ money because you broke a rule, and then me going, no, I don't owe that, and having to fight. And when I want to just be rich, I just want to live my life and have a good life. I don't want to fight over whether I owe somebody money or not. Because at the end of the day, my quality of life is more important. Not saying, and I totally get we don't I totally get that we shouldn't be paying taxes, and I'm not saying that I disagree. You know, I'm just saying if I can figure out a way to still invest my money into the crypto and not have to worry about taxes at the same time, I'm considering it. You know, I mean, I don't know. That's just I don't know, man. I speechlessed you.
No,
You're disappointed.
no, I'm
in me,
listening.
I
No,
think.
I'm not. No, I'm listening. I'm hearing what you're saying. I'm really trying to figure out like your mindset of why this for you. You're saying this
Yeah.
is a big opportunity, and I'm
Yeah.
like, eh,
Well, it is.
yes, for the tax. That's it. Okay, forget the tax.
Yeah.
Forget it. I mean, okay, great, but
Well, here's another reason.
there's a
Well,
whole
here's another reason. Here's another opportunity, because the
okay.
average Joe and Jane that are not really they're not like us. They don't do the research on the crypto. They don't know what they're doing. They're scared to hold their own wallet. They want to dip their toes into this stuff, but it's freaking them out. Okay. For those
Mhm.
people that are like, dang it, I want to do it, but I just am not comfortable with all this security stuff and figuring out blah blah blah. If they want to, if they this is just another avenue for those that may not feel completely comfortable doing everything on their own, for them to open up one of these Roths, and put it in there. Then they're buying it and they're treating it as if they're contributing to a 401k or buying their own
Yeah,
IRAs,
okay.
because
So
the
so the,
average person, that's what they're doing, is what I'm
well,
saying.
yeah, yes. I do hear that. Most people just want retirement. 65, I retire, I get a monthly check. That's what we're trained to be.
Yes.
And and
Yeah.
and, and I hear that.
Yeah.
Um I have different opinions on that. I think
And
everybody in
I
this
think
world
it's great. No,
is way worth more than your $5,000 check a month.
100%.
You know, uh, to the new person out there, you can't go this way, and you can't do this thing like this, and you can't do this thing like this. But you can go this way. You can do this thing that you wanted to do over here. You can do this thing that you wanted to do over there. And you can do this thing that you want to do over there. So that sounds good. I would go there, right? So what's the catch? Because for me, there's always a catch. Could be a small one. Catch nonetheless. Right? What's the penalties for pulling out early? What's the hey Gemini, God, didn't they just go through a snafu bankruptcy, something or other, blah 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 blah? I swear they just had their head on a stake just a little bit ago. That's an issue too. You got to leave them over. Well, maybe you don't have to, but maybe over at Gemini you have to. Big things to be concerned about. You know, with the Roth, it's a good gateway. As long as you get to control your own coins, absolutely. Or at least have the ability to do it. Okay, you don't have to, but at least having the ability to do it. Because if you don't have that ability, give them to me, and I'll go to Atlantic City, and we'll see how you feel about that. Because sometimes that happens behind the scenes, we just don't know it.
One
Happens
thing I
in-
will say about those
You know.
the Roths and the 401ks and that sort of thing, that's a highly regulated, audited space, and so any company that is offering that, they would have had to go through all of the approval process to actually be able to even offer that. Like, not anybody can just become a Roth, a certified Roth, So I'm, I see what you're
Here's my
saying.
problem. I do not trust they are a company. They are human. Straight up. I don't care what regulations there are out there. JP Morgan Chase finally got a fine for some stuff. A fine. I mean, like, come on, man. Like, this is the world we live in. This is a good avenue to avoid the one thing, the tax. I get that. I try to understand the mindset of like, well, I see that. To me, this sounds way too good to be true. I can rack up millions upon millions of dollars in 5 years on crypto trading, and y'all ain't gonna come and get me if I pull everything out at 59.5 plus 1. Are there limitations to my withdrawals? Are you guys gonna add limitations to my withdrawals in the future because y'all be shady like that? Yes, I would expect that. I'll be watching for that. Your 401k, depending on your 401k, you're limited on what you can do. It's for your retirement. Dude, your 401k ain't bo diddly by the time you get to retirement. Look at right now. Go to your Home Depots, your Walmarts, your Lowe's. You're going to bump into somebody that is retired, but they're still working. Not what they want to be doing. Now, some are there for social interaction. I get it, man. You just need to be busy, so you got a job. I get that part too. But my point is that it ain't enough. There's always some limitation. There's always some major limitation that just seems like it's for the masses.
Yeah.
And what this gentleman is showing us is something to not be a part of the masses. You have the Roth IRA. Okay, this sounds good, but you're still limited. It's better than not, I guess, for taxes. It depends on if you're an individual or a company. Now, one thing that he did say there that I don't think a lot of people caught. A lot of people caught. You start a LLC, you put it in the name of your Roth. What did he do there? He got you out of the owner's box of the LLC. So you could have a trust and you could trade all day. Hey, there's tax obligations. Yeah, but that's on the trust or the company that has a plethora of write-offs because that profit is revenue, not really profit. I mean, got a company car. It's an Audi. We just like to. It's our standard vehicle. We trust it more than anything, so we go that route. How much can you write off? Everything. Everything does come back to taxes. No argument there. It's just how much risk am I putting there based on my fear of tax.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm at. But the Roth looks really good.
I think we should
on the tax part. But yeah, we should really look at it.
Maybe we should dip our toe into it a little deeper. Maybe do some more homework on it. Like I said, I mean, I've researched this stuff for many years,
You're sold on it. You like it. It's a thing that fits your vehicle. I get that.
I have to say, I've been sold on it even before the crypto.
Yeah.
I've always thought it was a good vehicle for a lot of people, and it intrigues me to know that you can have a crypto one. Now, Crypto Professor's question regarding do you hold your own assets at the directed? These are all very good questions that we need to find out in depth. What does it mean? Who holds the keys? All of those types of things. As to how hands-on you really are with it, and we should get that information and maybe have another show. I have to say, Simon, I did not want to talk about this subject at all.
I know you
and
didn't, but
this
I'm
has
so glad that
been
we
a
are.
fire
I'm so
conversation.
but
Holy
I'm so glad we are because what I've noticed when it comes to taxes is probably the
Touchy.
most worst subject. It's very
Yeah.
touchy because it gets at the core of the core, right? We're talking about I have to give you the
Yeah.
tool that I use to get resources and elevate my life, and now you
Yeah.
want to cut. Excuse me, what the hell did you do actually?
Right. You did nothing, and you're spending
What-
yeah. There.
I mean, right?
Yeah.
Like,
No.
right?
Exactly.
I think there was a good idea there at one point.
Taxation
to a
without
degree.
representation.
Talk to me, sister. Now, like
Yeah.
we get through that, which probably not. It's just it's a hard thing to go from. Honestly, I think some of it is this, and now I'm going to speak just from my perspective. I'm going from a right thing, as in morally and ethically, and now I'm seeing something that doesn't look like it's morally and ethically. Taxes, okay. As in, I just pay this. Oh, I just do this. It's like, dude, that's wrong. You should not be doing that. Even the CPA will tell you, don't do that.
Yeah.
But there's even on a deeper level, where does the money go? What am I contributing to? I'm going to leave it at that. I asked myself that, and that's agitating. So now I feel like I can't beat them, join them, and there's a part of me that's
You get
just
pissed
like
off at yourself. You're like, no.
I do like I'm
Yeah, I feel you.
sacrificing some huge moral fiber here, and in other times I'm like, you know what? Fine. You want the warrior? Here I come.
Yeah.
You got it. You got the warrior. I'm going to give you the best warrior you want. I don't care if you like it or not because you don't care if I like it or not. This is
Right.
a non-emotional thing. Just business. And it can be really hard for like other people. I know I'm challenging myself now. It's just like, really? This is really what I have to do because for me, I'm literally doing the same actions.
Yeah.
If you're over here, you're cool. Oh, if you're you can't while you're over here. Nope. No. But it's the same thing.
Yeah.
That's my problem. That's
I-
my personal problem that I gotta
And they're
swallow.
valid.
That I
You
gotta
make
go through
valid-
it. But I'm so grateful for you having the courage to come out here and talk about a topic that you didn't want to talk about. I do think we need to because it's tough. This stuff ain't for sissies. We have to talk about this. We have to find all the ways that even though it doesn't, maybe Roth isn't cool for me, but can I find the value in the Roth? Yes, I see it. Now can I take the value in the Roth and leverage that? Is there a way to leverage that Roth? Right? Because it wouldn't be there tax-free without any other purpose, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, where's the play or where's the catch? Like, that's what I'm looking for. It's like, okay, that sounds great. Where's the leverage?
Yeah.
Or where's the trap? Because you and I, we recognize traps. Sounds too good to be true.
I mean,
Let's
the
look.
infinite banking thing that we talked about.
I know. I go, where's the trap, right? And the
Right,
trap
right.
is this. The trap is in the contract. That's where the trap is. Typically,
Yeah.
that's where the trap is. God bless Nelson Nash. Thank you for showing us the move and recognizing where the trap is. So where's the trap? I want to find if there is one, I would like to find the trap in Mr. Roth IRA. You know, have there been traps before? Did they change something that we don't know about? And if they can change it, they can change it again. And if we all start going one way, anybody that's a seasoned cryptopian in this, you've already seen what leaderships do that they've already done to this space.
Here's one thing I'll say, and then we should wrap it up. But
holy crap, 3 hours and 5 minutes. Damn.
We still have 82 people live. Like I'm
Man,
showing
man,
49 people on X Spaces. I love this. This is so, and I just want to say, so Tom Baldwin, what a fantastic, nice comment. What a great show. Always love the banter between you two. I really enjoy your channel. We
Thanks, Tom.
really appreciate you coming and hanging out with us for this long and listening to this conversation. One thing I want to say is, picking up of what you just talked about, it's been pretty consistent with the Roth as far as I know.
Okay.
There hasn't been any issues with it. However, something that I think, the fact that they're not applying the wash sale right now to cryptocurrency, I could see that changing real freaking quick.
No doubt.
So I guess what I'm not financial advice. I'm just not giving you
I think
advice.
we've covered our ass on that one.
But here's my thing. My thought process out loud, what I'm saying to myself is, hey, now is the time, while you know that there's no wash sales applying, if you have the opportunity to sell something at a loss so that you can buy back in and put it into. I am really considering doing this Roth thing. I'm going to look into it more. I'm going to investigate it even more than I have. But I think that might be a play for me personally. And and if I can use the wash sale to offset any gains that I got, because I believe that you have
How much
to.
do you have?
I
sorry,
don't
never
know.
mind. Sorry.
I actually don't.
Sorry,
have
don't
that
answer
much.
that. Don't answer that. That was a bad. That was a
Never-
bad on
never
show.
ask.
That was a bad on show. Never ask unless you're homies and the camera's off and you're only on a phone call or you're at a dinner venue, actually that's in the park with pizza and you're talking like this.
I own some
That's
Shiba
fine.
Inu is all I'm gonna
Whoa,
say.
coffee money. Yeah, let's go.
No, but I'm saying I think that you have to fund these with cash. I don't believe that you can just put crypto into them in any of these kind of saving vehicles, retirement vehicles. And so anybody that is considering to do a Roth, that is something that you're going to want to talk to your tax person about, and look at, like I said, your cost basis for certain assets, any that you're thinking about selling to cash out, to actually go into one of these types of things. You're going to want to be very strategic about it, is all I'm saying. Don't go doing this stuff willy-nilly.
Yeah.
Have the advice of a tax professional or somebody else that knows what the hell they're talking about, and kind of guide you through it and look through your stuff. If you haven't already exported your detail from any of your exchanges and wallets, do so, please, so that you have them, and cover your own ass, so to speak. That my parting words, because I can't even believe how this show went, is I love you guys. I thank everybody for spending some time with us, and Lisa and Nicole and Tom and Crypto Professor and XRP Slave and all of you folks that come,
Heather
and Heather coming and hanging out with us and coming every week. It really means a lot to us, and I just hope that you will, if you aren't subscribed to our channel at Dip a Toe on YouTube and Rumble and on X, please do so that we can get ourselves out there, and hopefully we'll get even more eyes on our channel and more participation. And if there's anything you want us to cover in the future, drop us a line and let us know what you're interested in. You can email us too at dipatoe.show@gmail.com. Yeah. dippatoe.show@gmail.com.
Or you can call me
drop.
at 425-412-0924. You can slow that down if you want. Call me, text me almost anytime.
Call me.
Real deal. 425-412-0924. If you got any questions, just holler. I'll pick up. We'll talk. And, we can shoot the chiz, or maybe I'll actually have an answer for you.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, so
well,
parting thoughts.
parting thoughts.
Parting thoughts. If it's rubbing you the wrong way, take a step back. But always have the courage to look at it again. And continue to do so until you find the peace within. That's all I have.
I love it. Man, that's fantastic. Huh? That's
I like it.
That's a what do they call that? That's a YouTube short right there.
I'll let you do it. I'm slam busy tomorrow. I might be able to do
All
it
right.
tonight after dinner, but that's it. I love each and every one of you, even though I don't know you by name. Thank you for so much for stopping by, giving us your attention, giving us your time. Really, really appreciate it. And we're going to continue this conversation, or parts of this conversation, because I think this is a very, very important, big picture topic that we gotta know the nuts and bolts. So at least we can make a halfway education decision. And with that, play the
Play that funky music. All right.
Y'all have
we
a good
love you
night.
guys. Bye.